Hello, everybody. Steve coming at you, and welcome to Last Reps Baseball. Tonight should be an exciting matchup between two Japanese powerhouse baseball teams. I hope you all enjoy this and treat Freddie with all the respect he deserves. Call a good game, Freddie, and who knows, someday you may even see me in one of these games. And if you don't, you might want to come check out my channel and see what I do. You know what? But hey, let's get back to Freddie. Let's get some baseball. Let's just have a great game.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Reps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we're going to be bringing you the third game of the Climax Series in the Pacific League, featuring the Chiba Lotte Marines and the Orix Buffaloes. We're going to give you the starting lineups first from the visitors from Chiba. Leading off and playing in right field is number 0, Takashi Ogino. Hitting second and playing shortstop is number 4, Yudai Fujioka. Hitting third and left field is number 3, Kitsuya Kakanaka. In the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 22, Gregory Polanco. Batting in the fifth spot and playing third base is number 5, Hisanori Yasuda. Batting sixth in center field is number 25, Hiromi Oka. Batting seventh and playing first base is number 51, Koki Yamaguchi. Hitting in the eighth spot and doing the catching is number 32, Toshiya Sato. Batting ninth and playing second base, wearing number 8, will be Shogo Nakamura. They are going to be facing Kohei Azuma, who takes to the hill. In the regular season, he had a 6-0 record. He'd worked 52 and a third innings. He allowed 45 hits, 14 runs, 12 of which were earned. He'd walked 9 and struck out 40, and he had an ERA of 2.06. Well, Azuma's the starting pitcher for the Buffaloes. Now your starting lineup for the home team for the Orix Buffaloes. Leading off and playing in center field is number 67, Kai Nakagawa. Hitting second at third base is number 6, Yuma Mune. In the 3 spot and in right field is number 4, Tomoya Mori. In the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 40, Leandro Cedeno. Batting fifth and left field is number 99, Yataro Sugimoto. Hitting in the 6th spot and playing shortstop is number 24, Kotaro Kobayashi. Hitting seventh at first base is number 8, Marwin Gonzalez. Batting in the 8th spot and doing the catching is number 2, Kenya Wakatsuki. Batting ninth and at second base is number 53, Sho Gibbo. And they are going to be facing Hirokazu Sawamura. Looks like it's going to be a bullpen day for the Marines. Sawamura, in his playoff numbers so far, no wins, no losses. He's worked 2 2/3 innings. He has allowed 4 hits, 3 runs, all of which were earned. He has walked none and struck out 2, and he's got a fluffed up ERA in the playoffs of 10.13. So those are your starting lineups for tonight's ball game, and we are about ready to get this one underway as Uma is completing his warm-up tosses. We'll be back in 30 seconds with all the action. Glad you guys can make it in here with us tonight. It is Marines and Buffaloes when we return in just a couple of moments. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Whether you listen live or on delay, it's always great to have you stopping by the Last Reps Baseball YouTube channel. Well, the starter Azuma has completed his warm-up tosses, and we are just about ready to get this one underway, as it is Takashi Ogino here to lead it off in the top of the first inning, and it's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. It is 6:02 p.m. local time as that first pitch was delivered. Here comes the 0-1 offering. It's a split finger swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Ogino. Ogino has had himself a pretty good playoff so far, 7 for 18 with a homer and a couple of RBIs. He bats from the right side here against the right-hander Azuma, who delivers a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-2. Azuma wearing the number 95 on the back of his jersey. That would be a number that you would expect to see somewhere in the bullpen and in a spring training game. That is what he is sporting here tonight. Here's the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on it is line down the right field line, but it's going to slice foul into the netting. And the count is going to remain at 1-2 to Ogino. Both of these ball clubs have got off to good starts as they had themselves some base hits and some runs scored in the last couple of nights in the first inning. We'll see if this trend continues here tonight. There's a fastball swung on its grounded foul over on the third base side. The count remains at 1-2. Our friend Brother Nick in the house, he says he went to sleep losing with the Marines last night and woke up a winner. Now he's got the Buffaloes and the Tigers in a parlay. Be curious to see what's going to happen here tonight. I think I would be leaning towards the Carp and maybe the Marines in this one. Yes, there's a fastball that misses down. It's now 2-2 to Ogino. I think the Carp, obviously, if the Carp don't win tonight, they're finished. So I think the Carp tonight for a victory, and it would be very entertaining if the Marines were able to get another win here tonight. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball that misses inside. They appeal over to the first base umpire, but they say Ogino didn't go. And he has now worked the count full at 3-2. Not a bad way to start the ball game if you're the Marines. This is going to be pitch number 8 coming up here to the right-handed hitting right fielder, who has had himself a really good playoff so far. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. This is grounded softly up the middle, fielded by Kirbiashi. Moving to his left, he throws to first, and that is going to retire Ogino on a ground out, 6-3. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Yudai Fujioka. For Fujioka, he is 5 for 15 in the playoffs. He's got himself a homer and 3 runs batted in. Of course, that home run was the 10th inning blast against the Hawks to tie the ball game and then eventually help the Marines go on to this series here. So here's the first pitch from Azuma. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is laced into left field. Moving over and taking it off the hop is Sugimoto. And that is going to be a 1-out single here for Fujioka, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Katsuya Kakanaka. We've got our friend Rhodes Scholar in the house tonight. He has come in with his pom-poms already, cheering for Chiba. Well, for Kakanaka, he is 3 for 8 in the series. He's got no homers and no runs batted in yet. As we said the other night, he and Shingo Ishikawa have been platooning in the left field position pretty much over the last month or so, and it's been a really good platoon. Certainly these two hitters here have produced some big numbers for the Marines this year. Here's the first pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. Defensively tonight for the Buffaloes, from left to right field, it is Sugimoto in left. The center fielders Nakagawa, and Tomoya Mori is back out in right field. Around the horn from first to third, Marwin Gonzalez is at first. Sho Gibbo gets the start tonight at second. There's a fastball that misses outside. That's now 2-0 to Kakanaka. At shortstop, it is Kirbiashi, and the third baseman is Mune, with the battery of Azuma and Wakatsuki. So 2 balls and no strikes to Kakanaka, as the right-hander leans in and he gets his sign and he checks the runner over at first. Here comes the 2-0 offering as he kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses way outside. The count is now 3-0 to Kakanaka. Well, with that victory last night, it gave us another ball game for tomorrow night between these two ball clubs. And certainly if the Marines pull off a victory tonight, it'll mean the next 2 nights will still be on the airwaves with you folks. Here comes the pitch. Squaring to bunt is Kakanaka. He's going to take that for a called strike. And the count is 3-1. That was sort of a half-hearted square to bunt. I really don't like that so much. It's 3 balls and no strikes. I find that to be a little bit bush league when a hitter will square around and try to pretend like he's going to actually take a bunt. It was not a honest attempt, in my opinion. That's where you file note of that as a pitcher, and you might want to brush him back a little bit in the future. There's a fastball that misses outside. And Kakanaka is aboard with a base on balls. Fujioka advances to second, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Gregory Polanco. Well, for Polanco, he's enjoyed himself a pretty solid playoff run so far. He is 5 for 17. He's got a homer and 7 runs batted in. And he has been producing at a pretty solid clip here for the Marines. Be curious tonight, we haven't really seen a pan shot of the stadium. It is a Friday evening in Japan, to see if there is a full house or if there are empty seats. I'm sure once the series with the Tigers is finished, the seats here will start to fill up, as there's a fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Road Scholar says, first pitch, Polanco knock it out. Well, he took that one off just on the outside corner. So no balls and 1 strike to Polanco as the right-hander works himself to the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side. The count now goes to 0-2. They did pan the crowd there, and you could see that it is a little bit more healthy crowd tonight than it was last night. The upper deck in left field and in the upper levels, there's a lot more bums in the seats, that is for sure. So no balls and 2 strikes to Polanco. The runner at second is Fujioka. The runner at first is Kakanaka. 1 gone here on the top of the first. Pitch on the way. It's a breaking ball missing inside. Count goes to 1-2 on Polanco. Waiting on deck is Hisanori Yasuda. I'd have to say that Polanco is dangerous, but Yasuda's having himself a really good playoff so far. So pick your poison here with the Marines at the plate. There was a fastball that misses outside. Count now is 2 balls and 2 strikes to Polanco. I was excited to try to maybe squeeze in that game on Saturday to do a doubleheader. Saturday North American time, the Sunday games, but I don't know if the Carp are going to be able to make it. We had thought about doing that one. That would have been an early game, and then doing the doubleheader. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is popped up and the infield. Moving over underneath it is Kirbiashi, and he's there to make the catch. And Polanco is going to be retired for the second out of the inning. So 2 in the books, and that's going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Hisanori Yasuda. Well, for Yasuda, he is 7 for 17 in the playoffs. He's got no homers, but he's got 6 runs driven in. And as we mentioned earlier, he is definitely one of those players that has caught fire here in the playoffs. He has kept Mike Brosu firmly anchored to the bench. Only 2 at-bats in the playoffs, or 2 plate appearances for Brosu. It has been the Hisanori Yasuda show at third base. Here comes the first pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Yasuda. Interested to see how the Marines are going to manage their pitching here tonight, as Sawamura is getting the start. So that signals to me that it is going to be a bullpen day. But how much he goes and how far he goes will be of interest. So here comes the 0-1 offering as the right-hander holds to the set. Now he delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Hisanori Yasuda. 2 gone here in the first inning with 2 aboard. Base hit here should bring in a run if he can get it to the outfield. There's a fastball that misses inside. It makes Yasuda dance around. Now 2 balls and 1 strike. Hiromi Oka waits his turn on deck. Should Yasuda find his way on safely? Here comes the 2-1 offering as the right-hander Azuma ready to go again. He checks the runner at second. Now kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 3-1 on Yasuda. Brother Nick says Buffaloes are not going to lose back-to-back, and he thinks it's bye-bye for the Carp. Yeah, I think it's only a matter of time when the Carp go out. But the Buffaloes tonight, I'm not confident in this lot here tonight. I think the Buffaloes win the series. The question is just not here right now with this lineup. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Moving underneath it is the left fielder Sugimoto, and he is going to make the catch. And Yasuda's going to be retired for the third out of the inning. Well, Chiba threatened, but they don't score. They strand a pair here in the inning. There was no runs. There was a hit. No errors, and 2 runners left aboard. Your score is, after a half inning, Chiba nothing, and Orix coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back here in just a few at the bottom of the first inning. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the first inning, and it is Hirokazu Sawamura who is completing his warm-up tosses. He'll be facing the top of the order in Kai Nakagawa, Yuma Mune, and Tomoya Mori. So the 1, 2, and 3 hitters to come to bat. So as I said, it was a little bit of an interest that Sawamura is getting the start. I would assume they're using him as an opener, probably 1 to 2 innings max, and then maybe a full-on bullpen day. But we'll have to stay tuned and wait and see how this is going to shape up for the Marines in this one. The Buffaloes do roll out a pretty formidable lineup, 7 hitters deep. And you can maybe even argue 8 if Wakatsuki with him in the lineup here tonight. But certainly no Yuma Tongu, as he is on the game sheet. We saw him. He led the Pacific League in hitting, but did not get a lot of action down the stretch. Here comes the first pitch to Nakagawa. It's a fastball swung on and lined into center field for a base hit. And he is aboard here with a leadoff single, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. Well, for Mune, he's 4 for 8 in the playoffs so far. No homers and 1 RBI. He has been off to a hot start. We were lamenting the fact that Mune did not have a very good regular season compared to his last couple of years. Batting average down about 30 points from the previous 2 seasons. But if he is going to get hot and he's going to peak, this is the time to do it for the Buffalo's third baseman. He bats from the left side here as he gets himself dug in. Sawamura ready to go back to work. He checks the runner over at first. And here comes the offering from the right-hander who delivers a breaking ball, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. And our friend Titus in the house tonight, he says, welcome, hello from stormy Japan. I haven't really checked the weather reports, although I have to say it's probably good that this particular game is being played indoors. Truthfully, what the Carp need in their matchup is they needed a couple of rainouts against the Tigers to throw the Tigers off of their game. That would have been probably more beneficial there. Fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side. The count now is 0-2 to Mune. So no balls and 2 strikes. We'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow night. Same 2 teams, same matchup. So hopefully you guys can jump back in with us tomorrow again. It is that late start, so we will be doing the 2 a.m. first pitch. Unfortunately, can't do the earlier call If that game goes off with the Carp, we could do the Saturday night affair, but just not tomorrow night. Fastball misses outside, and the count goes to 1-2 on Mune. Defensively tonight for the Marines, from left to right field, it is Kakanaka in left. The center fielder is Oka, and the right fielder is Ogino. Around the horn from first to third, it is Koki Yamaguchi back in the starting lineup tonight, with Nakamura at second, Fujioka at short, and Yasuda at third, with Sawamura getting the start on the hill, and the catcher is Sato. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. As the right-hander Sawamura delivers, it is a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up behind home plate, giving chase is Sato. Looks like there could be room, and he's going to make the catch as he leans into the dugout. Nice play there by Sato. And that is going to retire Mune for the first out of the inning. One gone here, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Tomoya Mori. Our friend God is Great says, all across Japan are the storms. Well, you definitely, if you were a Carp fan, you're got to be doing a rain dance. Hopefully that one there for them would get washed out. We'll have to keep our eye over there to see what the results are or what's going on at the Koshin Stadium. But they are underway. It is in the top of the second inning. So Tomoya Mori batting here. He hits from the left side against the right-handed throwing Sawamura. Here's the pitch. It is a split-finger pitch swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. Mori getting another start tonight in right field. He got the first game of this series, got the nod, and then he was behind the plate last night. Makes me wonder if they're going to be doing this every other night with Wakatsuki and Mori. Definitely was an eyebrow raiser to see Mori not behind the plate, but in right field. They were doing that toward the end of the season, getting his bat in the batting order. And also keeping Wakatsuki sharp as well. Here comes the 0-1 offering as Sawamura kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. Count goes even to 1-1. Once the conclusion of the season is done, we've got another week and change. We're going to run some podcasts, some NPB podcasts. We'll do some live, and we'll do some that will be pre-recorded once a week, and we'll give a full rundown. We're going to go 60 minutes on the podcast. So we'll see how that's going to work out. Haven't picked the time yet when to do it, as there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-2. In some ways, we were thinking of doing it late night because that's when a lot of our listeners and the games would be on. And to stay in that kind of tune, maybe on a weekend. On the flip side of the coin, we're also contemplating just letting a run off in the middle of the daytime, but haven't quite made that decision yet. 1-2 strikes here to Mori. Sawamura checks the runner at first, and he works himself to the belt. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 strikes. On the other side of the coin, hate to say looking forward to the season coming to an end, but I've got a lot of video and editing to do. Our friend Rhodes Scholar, who's in here with us, probably waiting with bated breath for some videos. I just got some projects we want to get completed and get up. And some other projects that will be probably pending here because we've got some players that will be coming across to North America. There's a breaking ball missing outside. The count is 3-2 to Mori. I want to do a few profiles on those players as well. And try to do it right a little bit. Kind of also get the research done, but I had a chance. I was watching, for those of you who aren't aware, but the Detroit Tigers are my ball club in North America here. And I was watching some podcasts, and there were some folks that were on and discussing the Tigers and stuff moving forward. Here's the 3-2. Fastball misses upstairs. It's going to be ball 4. And Mori's going to be aboard here with a walk, and that's going to put runners at first and second. And it's going to bring up the dangerous Leandro Cedeno. I'll get back to my Detroit Tigers in a couple moments. But what we have here was Cedeno coming to bat and runners at first and second. Cedeno has been very dangerous in the playoffs. He is 3 for 8. He's got a home run and 3 RBIs. Last night he had a knock, and he also had the bomb last night. A 2-run shot that had put the Buffaloes up ahead. But they weren't able to maintain that lead. So Cedeno digs in. He also is the double play candidate here, and that's exactly what Sawamura would be leaning toward. The 25-year-old waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Sawamura. As Sawamura checks the runner over at second, he kicks and delivers a fastball that carves the plate right in half for called strike, and the count is 0-1. That was one of the criticisms about Sawamura when he was in the Boston Red Sox organization, that he had walked too many batters. And when you come in out of the bullpen, you got to throw strikes. And you got to keep runners off the base paths. Of course, this is where the situation is here. You've walked one and you've given up a hit. Then you got the big boppers coming up. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Split finger pitch misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We are also streaming the game on Twitch tonight, as we do every night. So our Twitch listeners, we do appreciate you folks that are in on the game as well. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is here to Cedeno as the right-hander checks the runner over at second. Sawamura works himself to the belt. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball, taken for a called strike. Oh, you could tell Cedeno didn't like the pitch. He's shaking his head. We're shaking our head too. That was definitely a favorable call for Sawamura. And you sometimes see that they get some home cooking, do the domestic players in Japan. That was definitely not a strike. But the umpire said so, so it has to be true. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Cedeno. Sawamura again holds at the belt, checks the runner Nakagawa at second. 1-2 on the way. Fastball misses down, and the count goes to 2-2. I would think that Sawamura, as we said before, using him as an opener here would be all we're going to see from him tonight. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Cedeno digs himself back in. Buffalo is looking to open up the scoring here. They've got runners at first and second with 1 gone. Again, Sawamura checks his side from Sato. Checks the runner at second, and now he works himself to the belt. And now he steps off the backside, and Kai Nakagawa is going to retreat back to second base. Our friend Road Scholar says Angel Hernandez working Pacific League games now. Yeah, Angel probably looking for the postseason work he feels he deserves. Maybe he's going to get the games over in the Korean or in the NPB. There's a breaking ball swung on and tapped foul over on the third base side. The count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. I had a good email sent to me. It had to do with Aubrey Huff. Aubrey Huff, the former big leaguer, had tweeted out some comments. His were specifically about on a couple of factors. One was the analytics in the game. I don't know if you're watching the Major League playoffs, but certainly tonight with the Arizona pitcher getting pulled early with a shutout, absolutely dealing. We've seen it with Jose Barrios of the Blue Jays getting pulled and others too soon. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And Cedeno goes in the books for the second out of the inning. 2 gone here, and that's going to leave it up to the left fielder, Yataro Sugimoto. And I'll read some of Huff's comments over the next couple innings or so, talking about some of the things that are going on in North America, especially baseball, and then, of course, the politically correct movement that seems to be going on. But if you haven't seen it, we'll get you up to speed on that. So Sugimoto steps to the plate. He is 2 for 7 in the playoffs, no homers and a couple RBIs. He's got a chance here to open the scoring for the Buffaloes. Nakagawa on at second, Mori the runner at first. And here comes the first offering, and it's a fastball that misses down and in for a ball, and the count is 1-0. As I cue up that piece from Aubrey Huff, he says, I 100% believe in what I tweeted there. I think analytics and the woke progressive nerds in the front offices of today's baseball organizations, the only way they can get into baseball is if they figure out a way to invent these ridiculous stats that mean nothing to score woke political points, especially in San Francisco, and to be a part of a game they could never play. There's a whole mouthful of stuff there from Aubrey Huff, and I'll continue on in a few here, as that last pitch was a split finger pitch that misses down. 2 balls and no strikes now to Sugimoto. He also was quoted as saying, and when you have guys like Dusty Baker, Bruce Bochy, and you even hear Alex Rodriguez, Derek Jeter talking about it in the pregame, how there's no iPads in the dugouts, it's old school gut feeling managing. He totally agrees with that, says Huff. There's a split finger pitch that misses down. It's now 3-0. Huff went on to say he never thought he would agree with A-Rod in his life, but he did there. And then he says, to me, I believe a woman, if she's got dreams and goals, go for it. But in his opinion, there's nothing but bad things that could happen as a woman manager in Major League Baseball clubhouse with a bunch of men. He says, men are not hardwired to take orders from a woman. We're just not. Here's the 3-ball and no strike pitch coming up here to Sugimoto as Sawamura delivers a fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count is now 3-1. Huff goes on to say, especially when a woman has never played Major League Baseball with 97 miles an hour coming in on him or on her, how is she going to gain respect? What about the Believe All Women Me Too movement? Anyways, that's what he goes on to say, and he has quite a bit of other dialogue. Certainly, he's also commenting on the woman who got the interview for the San Francisco Giants managerial job. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. As it's on its way, it's a fastball, and that is going to be just missing outside for ball 4. And that's the second walk allowed here by Sawamura in the first inning. And that is going to load the bases. Sugimoto is at first, Mori to second, and Nakagawa at third, and it's going to bring Kentaro Kobayashi to the plate. And it's going to bring everybody out to the mound here to have a word with the right-hander. Rhodes Scholar got a kick out of it with the nerds. Yeah, that's what it seems like. He's not the only one. Jeff Fry on Instagram is really going after the front offices as well. He refers to them as the nerds as well. So bases are full of Buffaloes. 2 gone here in the first inning, and Kentaro Kobayashi stepping to the plate. He is 3 for 7 in the playoffs with no homers and 3 runs driven in. And Sawamura has put himself into a pickle here, and now he's got to try to get himself out of it. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball taken on the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Kobayashi. Buffalo's here looking to put some runs on the board as they have themselves the bases full right now. As we said, Nakagawa at third, Mori at second, Sugimoto at first. Looking to get the momentum here as Sawamura works himself to the belt. Here comes the pitch. So a split finger pitch and misses down, and the count runs even to 1-1 on Kobayashi. There's nowhere to put the Buffalo shortstop. You got to pitch to him. Good, healthy crowd here Friday night in Japan. The seats are as full as we've seen in the Kyocera Dome in this entire series. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Sawamura checks the runner over at second. And he kicks and delivers a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-1. So Sawamura is getting himself into a deeper jackpot here as we move along. Not the start the Marines were looking for. They had a couple of runners on in their half of the first inning, couldn't cash anybody in. Now they've dug themselves a hole here. Bases full of Buffaloes. Here comes the 2-1 pitch as the right-hander works again to the set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on it. Is tapped slowly over to third. Fielded by Yasuda. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Kobayashi on a ground out 5-3. And that will be the third out of the inning. Oh boy, but the Buffaloes threaten here in the first. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 3 runners left aboard. We are now through 1 complete. Your score is the Marines nothing and the Buffaloes nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the top of the second inning when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. Azuma is just completing his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to resume the action. It is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to come to the bat here for Chiba in their half of the second inning. Romi Oka, Koki Yamaguchi, and Toshiya Sato to come to bat here to face the right-hander who's on for his second inning of work. Romi Oka has enjoyed himself a pretty decent playoffs. He is 6 for 14. He's got no homers and 1 RBI, including the first RBI that he had driven in last night. The 32-year-old here batting from the right side against the right-handed throwing Azuma, who kicks and delivers. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down for a ball, and the count is quickly 1-0. Oka waggling the bat. He really extends his arms away from his body. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count goes even at 1-1. When I see him set up and I see his stance, he reminds me always of Hunter Pence, the former San Francisco Giant and Philadelphia Philly and Texas Ranger. As the 1-1 is on the way, it's a fastball swung on and is grounded foul over on the third base side. The count now goes to 1-2. Pence certainly had a strange way of hitting, but it worked for him. And that's really what it means at the end of the day. As here's the 1-2 pitch. It is a breaking ball down. The home plate umpire said that Oka had gone around, and that's going to have to require a throw to first. It's going to be a strikeout 2-3. That retires Oka for the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the first baseman, Koki Yamaguchi. We had talked about in last couple of nights' ball games that the key to success for either of these two teams is going to be the bottom 4 hitters in the batting order. And certainly the Marines have had their struggles. Fastball misses upstairs to Yamaguchi, and the count is 1-0. Yamaguchi 1 for 12. He's got no homers and a couple RBIs here in the playoffs. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that he check swing fouls away over on the first base side. The count goes even to 1-1. It was really noticeable in the Fukuoka series. Certainly the not being able to get on base. As the 1-1 is on the way, it's a slow breaking ball swung on and lifted foul. Going to reach the seats on the first base side of home plate. The count goes to 1-2 on Yamaguchi. That breaking ball that was thrown by Azuma, it's a 12-6 type breaking ball, rather loopy. Came in at 110 kilometers an hour, or about 56 miles an hour. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and he comes back with a 90-mile-an-hour heater up in the zone and blows away Yamaguchi for the second out of the inning. That's the second strikeout here in the inning and the second strikeout of the night for Azuma. And that is going to leave it up to the catcher, Toshiya Sato. 4 Marines retired in a row now here for the right-hander, as Sato steps into the plate. Sato 0 for 5 in the playoffs, and he swings at the first pitch and fouls it off into the temporary seating down the right field line, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Sato waggling the bat, waiting here on the offering, and it's a slow breaking ball that misses low, and the count goes even at 1-1. We thought the breaking ball was slow to Yamaguchi. That one was even slower, 108 kilometers. Checked in at 55 miles an hour. Sorry, 65 miles an hour. And there is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2. Doing my quick mathematics in my head to get you those numbers. There's a fastball that comes inside and just backs off Sato off the plate. So he follows that up with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. So you go from a 65-mile-an-hour breaking ball to a 96-mile-an-hour heater. That'll keep you regular at the plate for sure. Here's the 2-2. And there's a 120-kilometer-an-hour breaking ball. And swinging and missing is Sato. He's gone. Striking out the side here in the second inning is Azuma. And the Marines go 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Moving to the bottom of the second inning, your score is the Marines 0 and the Buffaloes 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. That was a pretty funny sequence. If you're watching along with us and listening to our call, you'll know what I'm talking about. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports channel name, and my name. And I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters to come to bat for the Buffaloes in their half of the second inning. That means Marwin Gonzalez, Kenya Wakatsuki, and Sho Gibbo. The 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the batting order tonight. For Gonzalez, he is 1 for 5 in the series, but we are going to have a new pitcher on the mound as the Marines are going to the bullpen. As we had suspected with Sawamura, it was going to be a bullpen day. It is going to be the right-hander Nakamori coming in relief. This is Takahiro. Is it Nakamori? Yes, it is. Takahiro. Or sorry, Shinsuke Nakamori coming in. So the right-hander will be the second pitcher used here tonight by the Marines. If I remember correctly, he only came in for 4 pitches the other night. And they took him out of the ballgame on 4. He was 1 pitch over the steak dinner limit. So Nakamura here to face the switch-hitting Marwin Gonzalez, who bats from the left side. First pitch breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Gonzalez. Be curious to see if he's brought back next year, the 34-year-old. He's in the twilight of his career. The former Astro, Twin, and New York Yankee also, I believe, spent time with the Red Sox at some point. Breaking ball that misses down, and the count runs even to 1-1. He does have versatility as he's played a number of positions. We've seen him play short, second, first. He can play the outfield positions as well. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. Count now goes to 1-2 on Gonzalez. That is the value of this particular player. He can play all over the park. He's not just a one-dimensional player, and he can hit from both sides of the plate. So value added all around. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined foul just past the bag at third base, and that's going to keep the count at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Nakamura rocking into the windup as he kicks and delivers. It is a slow breaking ball, waved out and missed. And Gonzalez goes in the books. He's gone for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the catcher, Kenya Wakatsuki. Well, for Wakatsuki in these playoffs, he's 1 for 4. No homers and 2 RBIs. That all came in the first game of the series. He got the night off last night as Maury was behind the plate. So here we go back to the live action. Maury waggling the bat here. And the pitch is a fastball swung on. Wakatsuki waggling the bat, swung on, grounded past the glove of the third baseman, Yasuda. That's going to be a base hit here for Wakatsuki. He's got himself a 1-out single, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Sho Gibbo. Well, the question mark in the Buffaloes lineup is the second base position. Gibbo got the start tonight. It was Marwin Gonzalez who was at second base last night. And in the first game of the series, the Orix Buffaloes rolled out Masahiro Nishino. So they're hoping that somebody can possibly lock into that position and be able to run with it. And squaring to bunt is Gibbo, and it is not a great one, but it's fielded by the catcher Sato. He throws to second, and it gets off the runner, and it goes into left center field. They tried to get the runner at second base rather than taking Gibbo at first. It's definitely going to go down as an error on the catcher. Oh boy, it's going to allow Wakatsuki to get all the way over to third. That is going to be a poor decision. If they would have taken the out there, it would have brought Nakagawa to the plate with 2 out. It was going to be a close play no matter what. It was onto the dirt up the first baseline. He had fielded it, and then he threw it into the dirt. Ball ended up getting away from the shortstop, Fujioka. So maybe not the best decision by Sato. So Gibbo is going to be, we'll have to see if they're going to award that as a sacrifice and an error. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to put that in the scorebooks. We'll get a look at that a little bit later, but that's going to bring Kai Nakagawa to the plate with runners on the corners and only 1 gone. And Gibbo can run a little bit, so you got to keep your eye on him. There may be some shenanigans going on here in the first and third situation. Nakagawa has a single tonight in his only trip. He was stranded at third in the first inning. There's a breaking ball that just misses upstairs. The count is 1-0. With that hit here tonight, Nakagawa is now 2 for 10 in the postseason. 1 ball and no strikes here to the center fielder of the Buffaloes. Last night it was Nakagawa who got the start at first base. Lone shot sniper in the house tonight. He says, "Let's go Buffaloes." As the 1-0 is on the way, and there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Pretty healthy crowd at the Kyocera Dome tonight, as we were saying before, and a lot of Marine fans have made the trip for the weekend. Chiba looking to even the series here tonight. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. Wakatsuki, the runner at third. Runner at first is Gibbo. 2 balls and 1 strike here to Nakagawa. Right-hander gets the sign from his catcher, and Nakamori ready to go back to work. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now runs even to 2-2 on Nakagawa. The Buffalo crowd trying to cheer their home club on, urging them on to try to get the lead here for Azuma. Azuma has pitched fairly well after the first inning tonight, as he has struck out the side, but it's been entertaining and watching him change speeds tonight. There's a breaking ball that misses down to Nakagawa, and the count now runs to 3-2. This would be an opportunity. I would think that Gibbo could be in motion here. We'll keep an eye on that. They may want to try to keep themselves out of the double play. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. As the runner at first establishes his lead. Nakamori working to the set. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. It was a split finger variety. And Nakagawa goes down on strikes. He's in the books for out number 2. That's going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Yumamune. But on the play, the runner, Gibbo, was in motion, and he took second base. So he's got himself a stolen base. He drew no throw, as they did not want to risk that potential of a double steal. So Gibbo now the runner at second, Makatsuki at third. 2 gone here. Mune stepping to the plate. He popped out to the catcher his first time up. He is 4 for 9 in the playoffs. He's got no homers and 1 run driven in. So Nakamori looking to get out of this jam. Buffalo's left 3 runners on base. They left the bases loaded in the first inning. They've got 2 here. Here's the pitch to Mune. It is a fastball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. This is a very dangerous Buffaloes lineup. As we said at the outset, they could go 7 hitters deep, maybe 8 if you include Wakatsuki in that. It is a modern-day murderer's row for the Buffaloes. That is the strength of their team, and they don't even have Yumamune in the lineup tonight. Or I should say Yuma Tongu in the lineup. Yumamune is the one batting. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side. The count is 1-1. Tongu did get a pinch hit in last night's ball game. Or pinch hit at bat, I should say, but didn't really do anything there. Our friend Oakland Patch is back in the house. He says, watching here in Japan with your broadcast on. And Oakland says, is there an email address that I can send you a question? Yes, there is. You can pull it off of our site, but info@lastrapsbaseball.com will get to me. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count goes to 1-2 on Mune. Burn One says they need a score right here. Yes, the Buffaloes do. You get opportunities with runners on base and you can't cash in. That can come back to haunt you. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mune. As the right-hander here gets his sign from Sato, trying to work his way out of the pickle that he's got himself in. Here's the 1-2. Fastball misses down. Great stop there by Sato, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yuma Mune here, batting with 2 gone, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I have to say, I like the way that Mune does play, although this season here, it's been a little tough to watch him at the plate. And the 2-2 is a fastball that just misses off the inside corner, and the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tomoya Mori waits his turn on deck. This is the hitter that you want to get here. I don't want to bring Mori to the plate with the bases loaded, that's for sure. That is, if you are a Marines fan. If you're a fan of the Buffaloes, I think you would want to see Tomoya Mori at the plate with the bases loaded. Here comes the 3-2. It's a breaking ball that misses outside. They appeal down to the third base umpire, but they say that Mune didn't go. That's going to be ball 4. So Mune is aboard. That's going to bring Tomoya Mori to the plate. Nakamori has got himself in even deeper trouble now. But in fairness to Nakamori, it's not all his doing. It was the decision by Sato to field the bunt and fire it into the left, to second base, and ended up in left center field. If he would have just taken the out, he would have been out of this inning by now. So bases full of Buffaloes. 2 gone here in the inning. Maury digs in here. He is officially got a walk here tonight. Takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike. The count is 0-1. He was stranded in the first inning at second base. So Buffalo's here getting a chance again to score some runs. Bases full here in the second inning. As the right-hander works to the set. Here's the pitch. There's a fastball, and that pitch just misses low and away. Boy, that pitch there from Nakamori, I'm not so sure about that one. 1 ball and 1 strike it is. I know sometimes the camera angles are a little bit offset, so sometimes you don't get the full picture. But with that being said, that pitch looked pretty darn good. Here's the 1-1. Fastball swung on, grounded over to second, fielded by Nakamura, flips it to the shortstop Fujioka, and that is going to retire Mune on a fielder's choice. He's gone 6-4 for the third out of the inning, and they strand the bases loaded again, do the Buffaloes. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit, there was an error, and there were 3 left aboard. We're now moving to the top of the third inning. Your score is the Chiba Lotte Marines no score and the Orix Buffaloes no score. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for listening in with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game, really exciting, lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. Appreciate you there, Steve Rademacher, as we are going to be moving to the top of the third inning. The Buffaloes are going to lament their lost chances here. Lots of opportunities, and unable to cash any runs in so far here tonight. Stranding the bases loaded in both the first and the second innings. It's going to be Shogo Nakamura to get things going, and then it'll be the top of the order, and Takashi Ogino and Yudai Fujioka. The first pitch is a breaking ball that Nakamura squared to want a bunt, and he pulled back. Takes that for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Nakamura batting from the right side here against the right-hander, and he takes a breaking ball in the dirt, and the count goes even to 1-1. Nakamura 1 for 14 in the playoffs. He had himself a really tough start to the regular season. He's also had himself a struggle here. And this year as well, there's a breaking ball swung on. It is bounced about 15 feet from home plate down the third baseline, picked up by the catcher Wakatsuki, and he guns out Nakamura on a ground out 2-3 in the books if you're keeping score at home. That was like a swinging bunt. Nakamura gone for out number 1, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Takashi Ogino. Our friend Veggie Weggy in the house. He says the Carp is on the board 1-0. We haven't checked in on that one there, so we'll take your word for it. There's a slow breaking ball. I'll take it for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Ogino. And by the looks of it, you're absolutely correct. They are way further ahead of us. They're in the top of the fourth inning. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 1-1 on Ogino. Ogino 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded out to short his first time up. It looks like it was a Sakakura RBI single. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded down the first base line, and it is just going to be foul as it spins foul off the bat of Ogino, and that's going to run the count to 1-2. So it looks like Shogo Sakakura knocked the run in. It looked like it was Umeto was on third, Akiyama was on first, and everything got going with 2 outs. There's a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted into shallow center field. Moving in on it is Nakagawa. He's going to make the catch. And Ogino is going to be retired. He's going to be gone for the second out of the inning. He's going to leave it up to the shortstop, Yudai Fujioka. Well, for Fujioka, he is 1 for 1 tonight. He had a single his first time up. He is 6 for 19 in the playoffs. The Marines only have 1 hit in the ball game. And there is a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Buffaloes have a pair of hits, but they have left a pile of runners on base, certainly through the base on balls and the errors. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line. It's going to reach the seats. Well into that lower deck. The count is 1-2 or 0-2. Looks like the reliever Nakamura is going to be coming out for a second inning of work. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. There's a fastball that misses inside and backs Fujioka off the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one was at 95 miles an hour. Our friend Veggie Weggy says that they're hoping that it's going to be Tigers and Buffaloes. I would think they're on a collision course for sure. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count goes to 2-2. I don't know if I said at the top of the stream I was going tonight with the Carp and the Marines. I think the Marines will even up the series, but I just don't think the Marines have enough bullets in the gun to win the series. But they could make it entertaining for a bit here. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. The 2 victories certainly the victory by the Buffaloes, and if the Marines can get a win here tonight, it'll even the series 2 games apiece. But I just don't see them with the depth to be able to pull it out. The pitching is just too good and too much offense for the Buffaloes. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Fujioka is going to get his second hit of the ball game. A 2-out single here in the 3rd inning, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Kitsuya Kakanaka. Our friend Veggie Weggie says they both need a big win these games. I don't know if it's the game tonight certainly is as big for it's a must-win game for the Carp. They have no choice. The Tigers are definitely in the driver's seat over there in that series. They can kind of pick and choose what they want to do. Here's the pitch to Kakanaka. It's a breaking ball swung on, it missed, and the count is 0-1. Buffaloes, on the other hand, I just look at their pitching. I look at the depth of their hitting. And you got to tip your hats to the Marines for them to stick around here. If they can make a series of this, good on them. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined right to the glove of the shortstop, Kirby. And that is going to do it. That's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. And there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Your score is the Marines nothing and the Buffaloes nothing. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit with all the action right after this. Appreciate you guys on your Friday jumping in here with us tonight, whether you're in North America or whether you're in Asia or whether you're in Europe, as some of our listeners are as well. We're glad you're with us. Hang tight. We'll be back in a few.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the heart of the batting order to come to bat here for the Buffaloes in their half of the 3rd inning. Cedeno, Sugimoto, and Kirby to face the right-hander Nakamori, who delivers a first pitch breaking ball upstairs for a ball. The count is 1-0. Our friend Veggie Weggie says, nice that the Buffaloes are back in championship form. I mentioned a number of streams ago, as there's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count goes even to 1-1. I felt that the Hanshin Tigers were the best team in the NPB, but the deepest team in the NPB has to be the Orix Buffaloes. They are so deep with the bats, and they've got depth on the mound. I would think that they are probably going to be the favorites, or at least my eyes, the favorites to win the Japan series if they can get there. Fastball misses outside. It's now 2-1 to Cedeno. The Marines, to their credit, they have scratched and clawed. They've got the most out of the least. Fastball swung on. This is lifted into right field, coming in hard and diving and making the catches. Ogino. Oh, what a catch by the right fielder. Kashi Ogino's had himself a heck of a playoffs. He's been outstanding at the plate. He's made some defensive plays. He's thrown out runners at the plate. And there is an absolute stellar web gem, as he is going to take a base hit away from Cedeno for the first out here in the inning. 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Yataro Sugimoto. While Sugimoto bats, he walked his first time up, and he takes a slow breaking ball up and in for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Sugimoto 2 for 7 in the playoffs, no homers and a couple RBIs. As the right-hander rocks into the windup, and he kicks and fires, there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count goes even to 1-1 on Sugimoto. Sugimoto again getting the start in left field. And now he has asked for time here as steps out of the box and resets himself. The right-hander Nakamori reaches for the rosin bag, and we're ready to go again. Here comes the 1-1. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field, moving over onto the edge of the warning track and making the catch is Ogino. It's been a busy man this inning. That's 2 out here, and both to the glove of the right fielder. Our friend Road Scholar says he's been great in the outfield. Yeah, he has been. As we talk about Ogino, he threw that, I think it was Yuki Yanagita that he hosed at the plate in the last series. Absolute bullet. Made a couple of nice catches. And then, of course, he had a leadoff home run in one of the games against the Hawks to start a ball game. There's a first pitch fastball that misses upstairs to Kirby-Ashi, and the count is 1-0. Kirby-Ashi tonight 0 for 1. He grounded to the third baseman his first time up. 3 for 8 in the series. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. When you think about it, and you think about specifically Ogino, they are getting a lot out of that player. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and it's now 3-0 to Kirby-Ashi. He is not a young fella anymore. He is getting on in age. But he has been able to produce for the Marines like he is in his mid to late 20s. There's a fastball that misses inside, and that's going to be ball 4 to Kirby-Ashi. So a 2-out walk. That is going to be the tail of the tape here tonight, is the amount of walks that have been issued by the Marines. Nothing has come to sting them yet. They had 2 walks in the first inning issued by Sawamura. There was one by Nakamori in the second, and now another one here in the third. 4 walks in the 3 innings. Can make it for a tough night. Just back to Ogino there for a couple moments as Marwin Gonzalez steps in. As we said, playing like a youngster, Ogino, as he's in the twilight of his career. He is going to be 38 years old tomorrow. He was a draft pick in the 2009 draft. As the pitch is delivered to Gonzalez, it's a breaking ball that misses down and in. A nice stop there by Sato. Count is 1-0 to Gonzalez. Gonzalez struck out his first time up. He's 1 for 6 in the playoffs. And as I said about Ogino, just going back to, he only played in 50 games this year. That was the least amount of games that he had played since his second year in the league. As there was a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-1 on Gonzalez. So slowing down a little bit, he also had, if I remember correctly, the beginning of the year, I think he popped a hamstring as he was legging out a double. That set him back. And his season numbers were below what we would call his averages, as there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is now 1-2 to Gonzalez. Gino, lifetime 283 hitter, only hit 240 this season. His numbers were down across the board in pretty much everything. He's only a couple years removed from stealing 24 bases. He doesn't run like he used to. So here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander holds to the set. Now delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Nakamori strikes out Gonzalez for the second time tonight. He goes in the books for the third out of the inning. No runs in the inning. No hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 3 complete. The score is the Marines 0 and the Buffaloes 0. We'll see what the Marines do for their pitcher next inning. Is he going to stay in or is he going to come out? It is a bullpen day. And we'll find out when we return after this. Hang tight, everybody. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight. Be right back in a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the heart of the batting order to come to bat for the Marines. Polanco, Yasuda, and Oka to come to bat here in the top of the fourth inning. Our friend Veggie Weggie said, just glad the Hawks aren't there. 7 championships since like 2010. Yeah, they have been to the series a number of times, but I have a feeling that the Hawks, they have a lot of money to spend, but at the same time, I think there is going to be a lot of retooling to be done there. I read this week that they are probably not going to bring back any of their international players. And I would say that that is for certain. A lot of their offense has gotten long in the tooth. Here comes the first pitch to Polanco. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Our friend the hobbyist in the house here, Chris, is joining us. We welcome you, Chris, to the stream today. We got playoff baseball here between the Buffaloes and the Marines. It's a fastball that just misses inside, and the count goes to 1-1 on Polanco. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As Veggie Weggie was saying, as we were saying about the Hawks not bringing any other international players, and the word on the street is Roberto Osuna is going to test the major league market to see if there's an opportunity. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field. Moving over underneath it is Nakagawa, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Polanco. That's going to be out number 1 here in the fourth inning. Our friend Chris asked the question, is this a 3-game series as well? Nope, this is a first team to win 4 games. And we were explaining it a little bit last night, late in the game, on how it actually works. It works in this manner that the Buffaloes winning the Pacific League get a 1-0 lead to start the series. And so it's a first 1 to 4 wins will be crowned the Pacific League champions. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Yasuda. Hisanori Yasuda 0-for-1 today. He flew out to left field his first time up. As the right-hander Azuma delivers, it's a fastball missing inside, and the count goes even to 1-1. So with the Buffaloes winning the opening game of the series, they went up 2-0. And then last night, the Marines got a win back, needed to win that game, and they are 2-1 down in the series right now. Fastball swung on it is lifted foul down the left field line, and the count goes to 1-2. That said, the games could end in ties here. If game ends in a tie, they obviously would have an opportunity to play another game and so on and so forth. And the tie would be after 12 innings. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. And there's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-2. Now, at what point that the series or the games are no longer tied, I believe it's the 7th game of the series where they would play the extra innings and play until somebody gets a winner. But I have to do my homework on that one. I don't want to lead everybody astray here. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is grounded to the right side, fielded by the first baseman Gonzalez, and he's going to win the race to the base. Yasuda is gone for the second out of the inning. It's a ground out to 3 for out number 2. That's going to leave it all up to the center fielder, Hiromi Oka. Well, for Oka, he's 0-for-1 tonight. He struck out in the second inning, his only time he'd come to the plate. Batting here against the right-hander Azuma. 60 pitches now for the right-hander as he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that backs Oka off the plate, and the count is quickly 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes to the Marines center fielder. As the right-hander now kicks and delivers, it is a fastball swung on and missed. Count runs even to 1-1. And that's why with the loss last night, the sayonara walk-off win by the Tigers last night has really put the Carp in the hole. They are down in that series 3-0. There was a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2. So the Carp need a win today to stay alive, or it'll be a Hanshin Tiger victory, and where it is. Well, the Tigers have now come back with 2 runs after the Carp had opened the scoring at 1-0. And there is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Oka is down on strikes. He's gone for the third out here in the fourth inning, and that'll do it as the Marines go 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the fourth. Your score is the Buffaloes 0 and the Marines 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the fourth inning when we return after this. We appreciate you guys for bouncing in with us tonight on the Last Drops Baseball YouTube channel. Hold tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few after this from our friend Steve.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel, and in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Be sure to go check him out after the game, as he has got all kinds of wild and crazy things on his channel. So it is going to be coming to bat here. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat here for the Buffaloes in their half of the fourth inning. We didn't get a confirmation of a pitching change, or if they are still going to rely on Nakamori for yet another inning. We'll get a look here in just a moment, because they are a little bit behind. It is Wakatsuki who is 1 for 1. It is still going to be Nakamori on the mound, making his third inning of work, or starting his third inning of work, as he delivers a breaking ball that misses upstairs to Wakatsuki for a ball. Wakatsuki reached on a single his first time up. He's 1 for 1 tonight, 2 for 5 in the playoffs. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on. It is taken on a hop by Yasuda. He fires to first. That's going to go down as a ground out, 5-3. Nice play there by the third baseman of the Marines. So that ball was hit right on the screws, but right to the body at third base. Not an easy play, too. They were playing Wakatsuki even with the bag. Couldn't tell on the replay if that ball had hit the turf or hit the dirt. If, for those of you who maybe not know, when the ball hits the turf, it'll play differently than the dirt cutout, and so that could be very difficult for the third baseman. Sometimes those balls will stay down and it'll shoot right by them. There's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Gibbo. Gibbo tonight had a sacrifice bunt, and he ended up reaching on the air by the catcher Sato. As there's a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. Gibbo also has a stolen base to his name tonight. So no balls and 2 strikes, as the right-hander delivers a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-2. At the top of the order, Kai Nakagawa waiting his turn on deck. Buffaloes have stranded 7 base runners through the first 3 innings tonight. Breaking ball missing outside. The count now goes to 2-2 on Gibbo. Not able to deliver a clutch hit when needed. Right-hander Nakamori works into the windup, and here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled off right into the shins of Gibbo. Count is going to remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes. This game here is looking for its first run of the evening. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is to Gibbo, as he's waiting here on the offering from the right-hander, who rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 3-2 on Gibbo. We were lamenting in the last half inning just the walks that have been allowed so far in this one here. 4 walks in the first 3 innings issued by the Marines pitchers. Here comes the 3-2 pitch to Gibbo, and it's a fastball. Take it for a called third strike. Oh, he didn't want to swing the bat. He stood there and watched that one go by for out number 2. That'll bring up the top of the order in Kai Nakagawa. Well, for Nakagawa tonight, he is 1 for 2. He singled to lead off the ball game, and he struck out his second time up. 2 for 11 in the playoffs for the right-handed hitting center fielder of the Buffaloes. And the first pitch is on the way. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Nakagawa batting from the right side, waiting here on the offering from Nakamori as he works into the windup and delivers. It is a breaking ball waved at and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. As we mentioned, we'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow night for all the action, so hopefully you can join us for that as well. There's a split finger pitch missing down, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And then on Saturday, we'll be on the airwaves again. We were hoping for a doubleheader, but the way it is shaping up, the Carp may not be around to play that game as they find themselves in a deficit against the Tigers. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 1-2 to Nakagawa. I'm curious to see how they're going to use their pitchers here, the Marines, as they've gotten 3 innings so far here, almost 3 innings out of Nakamori. And the pitch on the way as a fastball misses outside. Counts 2-2 now to Nakagawa. We're here in the bottom half of the 4th inning in a 0-0 ball game. Here's the 2-2. There's a slow breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow left field. Coming in on it and making the catch is Oka, and that is going to do it as Nakamura goes in the books for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We are now through 4 complete innings at the Kyocera Dome in Osaka, and we are locked up at zeros. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with the top of the 5th. If you pick the under tonight in this one, it might be smelling like a rose. We'll be right back in a few.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom 3rd of the batting order to come to bat here for the Marines in their half of the 5th inning. Koki Yamaguchi, Toshiya Sato, and Shogo Nakamura. The talk I had mentioned about the last couple of nights is the bottom of the batting order, the bottom 4 hitters for the Marines and the bottom 4 hitters for the Orix Buffaloes. And this is where I think this game is going to be won or lost based on the performance of these players. Here comes the first offering to Yamaguchi. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And Yamaguchi has got himself a leadoff single here in the 5th inning. That's going to bring up the catcher, Toshiya Sato. So with that knock, It is now 2 for 14 in the playoffs for Yamaguchi. He needed that one. Get the monkey off of his back. Veggie Weggy says the Tigers lead 2-1. Yes, they do. We went in and checked in on that one. They responded fairly quickly. That's always a bit of a problem when your pitcher, you get a lead, and the next thing you know is your pitchers give it right back. Never a good thing. As they throw over to first base and diving back in time is the base runner Yamaguchi. Sato tonight 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up here against the right-handed throwing Azuma. That would not be bad an eye if they were squaring to bunt here, but there was no sign of it yet from Sato. As here comes the pitch. It is a slow breaking ball, waved that and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. A little surprised that the Marines weren't going to nickel and dime it. It's not like this part of the batting order has been ripping the cover off the ball. I had a look at it the other night, and we'll take a peek at it here. Certainly in this series, there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. The bottom 4 hitters in the batting order had 2 hits in last night's ball game. And they had 2 hits the night before, so 4 hits. But when you put it in perspective, we'll give you the number of at-bats. As they throw over to first base and getting back in time as the runner. Right-hander Azuma checks the runner at first. He works himself to the belt. Here comes the 1-1. And the pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Sato. Last night, the Marines' bottom 4 hitters were 3 for 13 in the first game of the series. They were 3 for 15, so 6 for 28. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep left field. This ball could be trouble, and it is just going to slice foul. Oh, boy, Sato sent it a long way, but didn't keep that one straight. Even if he would have kept it straight, that pitch was a fastball, letter high. He was able to stay on top of it, drove it the other way, and it just short-hopped the outfield fence in foul territory. That's going to keep the count at 1-2 strikes to Sato. Here comes the pitch from Azuma. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2-2 strikes. Yamaguchi, the runner at first. Sato here with a 2-2 count. That was the 70th pitch of the ball game issued by Azuma. Azuma yet to lose a game in his NPB career in the regular season. He is 7-0, 6-0 this year, 1-0 in his rookie season. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. As he kicks and fires, there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field, and that's going to fall in for a base hit in front of Nakagawa. Nice job by Nakagawa to sort of fake as if he was going to be able to make the catch. That froze the runner Yamaguchi going from first to second. So Sato is aboard with a single. Back-to-back hits here in the 5th inning, and that's going to bring up Shogo Nakamura to the plate. Well, one would have to think here the captain is going to have to be entrusted to drop a bunt down. He has not swung it well at all in the playoffs. He is 1 for 15. The Marines are beating the drums here, looking to score some runs. And we do have a conference on the mound as the pitching coach for the Buffaloes has come out to have a word with his right-hander. Our friend backing up a little bit, Veggie Weggy said really hoped for the Swallows and the Buffaloes to have a rivalry. Of course, the Swallows couldn't have been any worse this year. Swallows had a good couple of seasons, and when you think about it, in 2021, the Buffaloes and the Swallows met in the Japan series. It was the first time, I forget in how long that, or if it, even at all, that two teams had finished last and then finished in the Japan series. There's a fastball delivered. It's bunted. It's a good one. Fielded by the pitcher Azuma. He throws to first. And Nakamura is going to be retired. That's going to be a sacrifice, 1-4. Nakamura gone for the first out of the inning. It advances Yamaguchi to third and Sato to second. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Takashi Ogino. And if I ask our friend Rhodes Scholar, who's been in here tonight, would you pitch to Ogino? Well, I think they will, but I'll tell you, Ogino is the guy I want at the plate if I'm a Marine fan. He has been there in the clutch. And the other one would be Hisanori Yasuda here in the playoffs. Either one of those two, I would trust them with the bat in their hands. 7 for 20 on the year, or on the playoffs here for Ogino. He's got a homer and a couple RBIs. The first pitch is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and one strike. Marines looking to break the ice here. Both teams locked at zeros in the fifth. Outfield is surprisingly a little bit deep here. Here comes the 0-1 offering as the right-hander delivers. Fastball swung on. This is popped up. And the shallow center field. Coming in is Nakagawa. Tagging at third Yamaguchi, but he is going to be held up. And that is not going to be deep enough to get the job done, as Ogino is going to be retired for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here, and that's going to leave it all up to the shortstop, Yudai Fujioka. And for Fujioka, he is 2 for 2 tonight. He's got a couple of singles in both of his trips to the plate. So the runner at third is Yamaguchi, runner at second, Sato. Fujioka steps in here on the left side. 7 for 20 in the playoffs with a homer and 3 runs batted in. As the right-hander works himself to the belt. And now here comes the offering from Azuma. He kicks and he fires. Fastball that just misses inside, and the count is 1-0 to Fujioka. Trying to get their first run on the board here are the Marines. The Buffaloes tonight stranded 7 runners on base in the first 3 innings. Unable to capitalize, loading the bases twice in the first 2 innings. Now the Marines have their chance. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. Racing in is Sugimoto. He dives and he makes the catch. Oh, what a catch there by Sugimoto. And that is going to retire Fujioka for the third out of the inning. Oh, that's some stellar defensive play from the big fella in left field. And that will do it here in the 5th inning for the Marines. No runs in the inning. There was a pair of hits. There was no errors, and there was 2 runners left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom of the 5th inning, it is all locked up at zeros. We'll be back here in just a couple of moments with all the action. Appreciate you guys for being with us. Have a great evening with us here tonight, guys. We appreciate your guys' support. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this. welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat for the Buffaloes here in the 5th inning. It'll be Mune, Mori, and Cedeno. We're just getting a confirmation to see if it is still going to be Nakamori on here to continue his pitching here tonight, but it doesn't look like it. We do have a pitching change as the Marines are going to the bullpen. We'll get you this here in just a second. I don't have the number on the pitcher here, or I have the number, it's number 92, but we're going to have to get that off the NPB site. If I remember correctly, this right-hander here who had come into the ball game, he had played, or he was acquired, if I'm not mistaken, from, I want to say the Swallows a couple of years ago. There was a first pitch fastball swung on and missed. It is Kuniyoshi who is on the hill. He was actually a Yokohama DNA base star. He only had 3 appearances during the regular season. He had worked 3 2/3 innings. He had posted an ERA of 0. As that fastball misses down. So Yuki Kuniyoshi on in relief. If I remember correctly, a couple of years ago when he had first come over, it was base on balls were a bit of a challenge for him. Fastball misses down, and it's now 2 balls and 1 strike to Mooney. So if walks are an issue for Kuniyoshi, he'll fit right in with the Marines here tonight as they have issued 4 walks in the 4 innings thus far. Here's the 2-1. Fastball misses down. It's now 3-1 to Mooney. Third pitcher used tonight here by the Marines. He does have some pretty good heat on the pitch. There's a fastball, and that misses down. That's going to be ball 4. So Kuniyoshi enters the ball game, and he gives up a free pass to Yuma Mune. That is going to bring up Tomoya Mori. It's got to drive managers absolutely insane. Buffaloes have had only 2 hits tonight, and you can't defend the walk. They have dodged bullets left and right here in this one, with all the free passes that they have given up. Our friend Influence is in the house tonight. We appreciate you being here. Also, CV Baseball Card Collector. He says, hello all, and go Astros. I don't know if the Astros are going to lose another game in that series. So here comes the first offering to Mori. It's a fastball that misses inside. Count is 1-0. I wonder if we're going to get another performance like we saw in the last series where the manager came out in the middle of the at-bat when it was against Marwin Gonzalez and pulled the pitcher. Well, this is one of those situations right here. He has thrown 6 pitches, and 5 of them have been balls. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field. Coming in on it and making the catch is Oka. That's going to retire Mori. I don't know if that's a good piece of hitting there by Mori. You got to have some context to know what's going on. He'd thrown 5 out of 6 pitches were balls. The pitch you swung at was a breaking ball that looked like it was middle in, maybe even on the inside part of the plate. And you hit a flare to right center field for the first out. You basically bailed the pitcher out. Mori's got to be better than that. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Leandro Cedeno. Well, for Cedeno tonight, he is 0 for 2. He has struck out and lined out to the right fielder. He is 3 for 10 in the playoffs with a homer and 3 runs batted in. So Kuniyoshi works to the set position. He checks the runner and delivers. Fastball swung on. It's lifted foul down the right field line, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Cedeno. They are riding the hot hand with the designated hitter here in the middle part of the batting order. When you think of the Buffaloes, they lost Masataka Yoshida last year. Basically, it was a Yuma Tongu, Leandro Cedeno, and Marwin Gonzalez insertion into the lineup, and they're probably a better team this year, are the Buffaloes. Breaking ball misses down, and the count is 1-1. Haven't skipped a beat with Yoshida out of the lineup. So 1 ball and 1 strike as Kuniyoshi rubs up the baseball and ready to go again here. Bottom of the fifth inning at the Kyocera Dome. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left field. Moving back onto the warning track and making the catch is Kakanaka. Oh, Cedeno just missed that one. He gave that one a ride, just not far enough. He's gone for the second out of the inning. And for everybody here that's been playing the over and under, those who've picked the under, you can probably breathe a little easier off of that one. I'm not sure what the over-under line was for the first five here tonight. But certainly there's been all kinds of opportunities for runs to be scored, but nothing has come to fruition. Well, that brings Yataro Sugimoto to the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He has flown out to right field and he has walked. And he swings at a first pitch fastball and fouls that away. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Sugimoto. Sugimoto made an outstanding catch in that last half inning, or at least the top of this inning, to retire the Marines. He has been playing very well defensively for the tools he has been given here in this series. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. This is going to get down for a base hit. It's going to be cut off by Kakanaka. Rounding second and heading to third is Mune. And stopping at first with a long single is Sugimoto. That's going to put runners on the corners. That's going to leave it up to the shortstop, Kotaro Kobayashi. Well, for Kobayashi in this one here tonight, he is 0 for 1. He grounded to third and he has walked in his 2 trips. He was the hitter who was at bat with the bases loaded and 2 gone in the first inning. He had grounded out to the third baseman, Yasuda. So the runner at third, Mune. The runner at first is Sugimoto. 2 gone here in the inning. On the series, he is 3 for 8 is Kobayashi, with no homers and 3 runs batted in. The 21-year-old waggling the bat, waiting here on the first offering from Kuniyoshi, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Nothing here in the bottom of the 5th. Appreciate everybody for jumping in here with us tonight. All the action on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel as we take a peek at his 2-2 with the Carp and the Tigers. That is in the top of the 5th still. Fastball swung on, lined right back to the pitcher, and a nice catch there by the pitcher, Kuniyoshi, and that is going to retire Kobayashi for the 3rd out of the inning. Hit the ball right on the screws, but right to the glove of the pitcher, and that is going to do it. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors and 2 runners left aboard. That is now 9 runners left on base by the Buffaloes here tonight. For those of you who are new to our channel, this is what we like to call the Japanese halftime. And what that means is they take the extended break between the 5th and the 6th innings. We're going to take a timeout here ourselves. We'll put the music on loop. We'll go refresh our iced tea, and we'll come on back and give you the call of the last 4 innings or maybe more when we return. Hang tight, everybody. Appreciate you guys for being here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. Our night is complete. We got our friend Demon Slayer in the house tonight. We haven't seen him in a long while. We were keeping attendance through the year, and his attendance has been a little bit on the spry side. But we're glad you could make it in the house here with us tonight. We much appreciate you for being here with us. We are going to be moving to the top of the sixth inning, and the Buffaloes are going to the bullpen. As Azuma's night is over, he was outstanding through his 5 innings of work. It is going to be Atsuya Kogita coming in, as he will be taking over here. He has worked 1 inning and appeared in 1 ball game, and he's got himself an ERA of 0 here in the playoffs. So Kogita on in relief of the right-hander Azuma, who pitched very well here tonight. Just making our little notes as we'll be ready to resume the action. It's going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters scheduled to come to bat for the Marines. That means Kakanaka, Polanco, and Yasuda. You face the right-hander here. He's not a big fella, Kogita. He's just a little guy. But he plays above his weight, that's for sure. So Kakanaka striding to the plate. He is 3 for 9 in the playoffs. No homers and no RBIs. And he swings through a first pitch fastball, and the count is quickly 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. As we said, we are pleased tonight to give you all the action. We'll be back again tomorrow as well, as there's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count now goes to 0-2 on Kakanaka. So hopefully you guys can join us for all the action again tomorrow night as well at your end. No balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander rocking into the windup. He kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, grounded foul just over to the first base coach's box. Count remains at 0-2 to Kakanaka. I haven't checked yet, but Pacific League has really been dragging about the potential starters for the next game. They usually don't post it till after the game, whereas the Central League, generally, they'll have that information up while the ball game is going on. So we'll have to see what the outcome there is. It's currently 2-2 in the bottom of the 5th inning between the Carp and the Tigers. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball that misses inside. The count goes to 2-2 on Kakanaka. Should there be a tomorrow night, it'll be Nobuhiro Morishita going for the Carp against Hiroto Saiki for the Tigers. There's a breaking ball swung on it. It's grounded foul over on the first base side, past the first base coach this time. The count remains at 2-2. As we said, they have not announced the starters for tomorrow night between the Marines and the Buffaloes as of yet. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander Kogita rocking himself into the windup. He kicks and delivers. Breaking ball swung on, and this is lifted foul down the left field line. And the count now is going to remain at 2-2 to Kakanaka. This ball game here has a really odd vibe to it here tonight. The Buffaloes stranding all those runners on base, leaving the bases loaded in the first 2 innings. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined past the shortstop into center field. And Kakanaka is aboard for the second time tonight. That's his first base hit. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Gregory Polanco. Well, for Polanco, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He has popped to short and flown out to center in his 2 trips to the plate. He is one of the few position players that can say he's in scoring position when he steps into the batter's box. That's exactly what Polanco can do here. He's a very dangerous hitter. He's got 1 homer in the playoffs. He is 5 for 19, 1 homer and 7 RBIs. As he waits here on the offering from Kogita. Here's the pitch. There's a first pitch fastball swung on. It is popped up here in the infield on the left side. Lots of room and space for Yumamune, and he's going to make the catch. That was a wasted at bat as Polanco is gone for the first out of the inning. So one gone here, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Hisanori Yasuda. Demon Slayer says he's got $3 on Hanshin. Well, I wouldn't have put anything on the Tigers to win tonight. Not in my opinion, anyway. I think the Carp got a couple of wins in them, but I do think the Tigers will win that series. Too difficult to have to win 4 games now for Hiroshima. The Marines on the other side here, they could claw away here and get back in the series, but as I've been saying through the night, I just don't think that they've got enough bullets in the gun to beat the Buffaloes. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Yasuda. Yasuda tonight 0 for 2, 7 for 19 in the series. No homers and 6 runs batted in. Friend Demon Slayer says Hanshin is closing it out. I haven't seen the latest update if it's still 2-2 or if that score line has changed. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Yasuda. But if it gets to be an all Osaka final, my needle is pointing toward the Buffaloes. So 2 balls and no strikes. Looks like that game is heading to the top of the 6th as well. For a while, they were quite a bit ahead of us, and they have slowed down. As now this game, it looks like it is now ahead of that other one. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. Counts 2-1 to Yasuda. In that ball game, it's 2-7-0 for the Carp, 2-3-1 for the Tigers. As here comes the 2-1 pitch as the right-hander works himself to the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 2-2 on Yasuda. Runner at first is Kakanaka, 1 gone here in the 6th. Both of these teams looking for their first run of the ball game. Here comes the 2-2 pitch as the right-hander kicks and fires. It's a split-finger pitch swung on and missed, and Yasuda goes in the books for the second out of the inning. And that is going to leave it all up to the center fielder, Hiromi Oka. And for Oka, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out both of his times to the plate. 6 for 16 in the playoffs. He's got no homers and 1 run driven in. Kakanaka establishing his lead over there at first base. He's got a bit of a healthy lead, does Kakanaka. He's got 1 foot on the turf. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball missing outside, and the count is 1-0 to Oka. This game here has been a game where the teams have had runners on base, but it has been a lack of clutch hitting and a lack of 2-out hitting. Here comes the 1-0 offering as the right-hander Kagita ready to deliver. He kicks and he fires. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 1-1. I'm not sure what Oka was turning back to the home plate umpire for, because that pitch looked pretty darn good. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Oka waggling the bat here, waiting on the offering from the right-hander who works himself to the belt. Here comes the pitch. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. Looks like that the right-hander Kuniyoshi is going to come on out for another inning. I'm a little bit surprised by that, but that's what it looks like they have the plans for him to do. So 2 balls and 1 strike as the right-hander Kagita holds set. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses down and away. It's now 3-1 to Oka. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Our friend Demon Slayer says Hanshin has cheerleader time after today. Yeah, possibly so. You might be in time for our cheerleaders here in the next half inning. Buffaloes have announced that they're going to have cheerleaders next year, and it's going to be men and women. There's a fastball that misses outside. That's going to be ball 4 as Oka is aboard with a walk. It's going to advance Kakanaka over to second. It's going to bring the pitching coach out of the dugout, and it's going to bring Koki Yamaguchi to the plate, or to the plate here. So Kagita struggling here. Full conference of Buffaloes on the mound as they're talking over the situation. Runner at second, Kakanaka. Runner at first, Oka. Yamaguchi striding to the plate. He is 1 for 2 tonight. He's now 2 for 14 in the playoffs. Demon Slayer says, no men, no. Yeah, I know. I have to tell you, one of the things that I found when I was in Japan last month that I thought was fascinating was the beer girls. The beer girls, they are troopers. They absolutely run full bore up and down the stairs, getting the beer to the patrons, those thirsty patrons. And they are in tremendous shape to be able to do it, carrying that stuff on their back. They're like pack rats, just running up and down. It's unbelievable. So here comes the first offering to Yamaguchi. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is quickly 0-1. Yamaguchi, as we said, 1 for 2 tonight. He has really struggled in the playoffs. He's got to find a way to get himself going, and there'd be nothing more here than to get off the schneid with some sort of base hit to drive in a run. Kenta Chitani got the start at first base last night. As we said, it's been so rough for Yamaguchi. Has been able to keep his place. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. There's a fastball that's taken at the knees for a called strike. Yamaguchi didn't like the call as he does a 180 and walks out of the batter's box, but that pitch looked pretty darn good. You get the replay of that, and Wakatsuki hardly had to move his glove in either direction. He certainly hit his spot, which was on the inside corner of the plate. Demon Slayer says, only if the Japanese could come to the U.S. You know, the Japanese do a lot of things right, certainly in the baseball scene over in Japan. Got to see it firsthand. So here comes the 0-2 offering as the right-hander works himself to the belt. He checks the runner at second. The 0-2 on the way. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Why do I get the feeling this game tonight could be a long ball game? You can see this one here. There's always on the Fridays and Saturdays, sometimes on the Sundays, these games just seem to go a little bit extra longer. I don't know if that's planned or not. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Maybe it's extending commercial breaks. Here's the 1-2. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded to the left side of the infield, fielded by Mune. He goes to second. Oh, it was a close play as Oka came sliding in there. But they are going to record Oka out as a fielder's choice. That's going to go into the books as a 5-4 putout. Oka gone for the 3rd out of the inning, and that will do it here for the Marines in their half of the 6th inning. No runs on the benefit of 1 hit. There were no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. Your score is the Buffaloes 0, And the Marines, nothing. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight. We'll be right back in just a few. And for our friend Demon Slayer, this one's for you. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the sixth inning, and we have here Marwin Gonzalez, Kenya Wakatsuki, and Sho Gibbo to come to the plate. Our friend Rhodes Scholar says, promise me you'll never add male cheerleaders to your slideshow. You've got a better chance at getting sumo wrestlers, Rode, than you do the male cheerleaders. That's for sure. As that fastball misses down to Marwin Gonzalez, the count is 1-0. Definitely a sumos for sure. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded foul over on the first base side. And the count goes even to 1-1 on Gonzalez. Gonzalez 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out in both of his plate appearances here. 1 for 7 in the playoffs. Rhodes says he could live with the sumos. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses up and away, and the count goes to 2-1 on Gonzalez. Yeah, the sumos are something. They're a sight to behold. But I have to say, they're not as big as you think they are, or at least I don't think they're as big as I think they are. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count is 2-2. I sat across from one on the subway and also had a chance to see a few of them walking through Asakusa a few years ago. Certainly in the years where I was on the gridiron, I would have been more than happy to have locked horns with some of those guys, but that's going back 30 plus years now. There's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the first base side. Counts remains at 2-2 to Gonzalez. Rhodes says he met Akibono. He was a big guy. Yeah, now there are some big fellas, that's for sure. I think somebody had mentioned in one of these streams, I forget if it was Warren Cromartie had actually taken on somebody in a sumo match when Cromartie was playing for the Amuri Giants years ago. Here's the 2-2. Split finger pitch swung on and missed, and Gonzalez goes in the books for the third time tonight via the strikeout. He's gone for the first out here in the sixth inning, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Kenya Wakatsuki. Demon Slayer says he was born and raised in San Francisco with an attraction to the Asian ladies. It's demographic. Well, it's very interesting, especially when you live in the area where we are up here, where there's a lot of Asian people. And if you would have asked me 25 years ago if I would have been able to tell the difference between Japanese and Koreans and so on and so forth, I certainly can do that now pretty much 90% spot on. There's a breaking ball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Wakatsuki. Wakatsuki tonight is 1 for 2. He's got a single in his 2 trips. As the right-hander delivers, there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field, and it's just going to get over the head of the shortstop, Fujioka. And that is going to be a base hit here for Wakatsuki, his second hit of the night. He's got a one-out single, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Sho Gibbo. Our friend Rhodes Scholar says Cromartie wrestled in a 2007 pro match. He did great. It was a great tag team match. Yeah, the Crow was an interesting character. Left Major League Baseball right in the prime of his career over a contract dispute with the Expos. Had an outstanding career in Japan. Well, this brings Gibbo to the plate. He is officially 0 for 1 tonight. He had a sacrifice in his first at bat, and he struck out looking his last time. Kuniyoshi steps off the backside of the rubber, and he feigns a throw to first. Wakatsuki not really a threat to run, but this was the exact same situation back in the second inning when Gibbo had dropped that bunt. And the catcher, Sato, decided to throw the ball where it ended up in left center field. There's another bunt. It's popped up right to the glove of Kuniyoshi. And Gibbo unable to get the job done, as that is a pop-up out for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up the top of the order in Kai Nakagawa. Well, for Nakagawa, he is 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single in 3 trips, 2 for 12 in the playoffs. He got the start in center field tonight after playing first base last night. I wonder if they put him at first base last night because he was hit by a pitch in the first game of the series. Fastball misses upstairs. The count is 1-0 to Nakagawa. The Achilles heel for the Marines here tonight. 5 walks issued by their pitchers, but yet the Buffaloes have not been able to make them pay. Right-hander works to the set position. Here comes the 1-0. Kicks and delivers. Fastball misses outside. It's now 2-0 to Nakagawa. Of course, as soon as I say that, that's when he gets into the hole here. Rhodes Scholar says, I recommend his autobiography. It's a great read. Ghost written by Whitting, who penned another great book, You Gotta Have Wah. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Nakagawa. Our friend Demon Slayer looking for the Tigers to end this one against the Carp. And by the look at it, it looks like they've got runners at first and second in that ball game with a couple out. There's a fastball that misses down. It's now 3-1 to Nakagawa. Waiting on deck is Yumamune. 9 runners left aboard by the Buffaloes so far tonight through the first 5 innings. They have not been able to get clutch hitting when needed. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field. There's going to be room and space for Ogino. He makes the catch, and that is going to do it, as Nakagawa is going to be gone for the third out of the inning. No runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. But now moving to the top of the 7th inning, your score is 0-0 between Chiba and Orix. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for hanging with us here tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Top of the 7th on the way in just a few. We're going to pass you over to our good friend, Steve Rademacher, and he has got himself some entertaining stuff from his refrigerator.
Steve here from outside his refrigerator that a lot of you like so much. So let's go inside There's my hot sauces and other stuff. Let's see what we can do here for Freddie. Awesome game, Freddie. Keep up the good work. We love the baseball. So why don't we rip open Garbage Pail Kids just for you and the listeners. Large Marge, she belongs in the fridge. Liberty Libby, well, she belongs down here on the beer. Apple Corey, hey, he's pretty cool. Put him on that beer up here. And Target Margaret. All Series 3 Chrome Garbage Pail Kids. Freddie, back to you in the game, and everybody else, please enjoy everything he does and tip him nicely.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel, and in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. It is going to be a pitching change as the Buffaloes are going to the bullpen. It is going to be Taisuke Yamaoka coming on in relief. He, of course, gave up the lead the other night and was part of that ball game that took the loss. So Yamaoka coming on in relief here. He'll be facing the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the batting order. So we'll see how this all plays out. He is going to be the third pitcher used now by the Buffaloes. And I have to say that if I am as this game goes deeper, my sights are more on Orix because their bullpen, I believe, is a stronger pen than what the Marines have to offer. That's my opinion. So Taisuke Yamaoka on in relief. And he is going to be facing Sato, Nakamura, and Ogino. So let's see what happens here. Here comes the first pitch. Breaking ball that just misses down, and the count is 1-0. That pitch looked pretty darn good. Sato tonight is 1 for 2. He's got a single and 2 trips. 1 for 7 in the playoffs. And the pitch is a fastball swung on, and it is grounded. We just had a little blip. It was a ground out by Sato. He's retired for the first out of the inning. We didn't catch if that was back to the pitcher or not. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Nakamura. Just had a little bit of a glitch in our feed. So 1 gone here. Bass 34 Boss says Hanshin Tigers cashes parlay, and there's a fastball that hits Nakamura. And he is going to be aboard here. Hit by pitch as he's making his way over to first base. That's the best thing that could have happened to him tonight. He was 1 for 15 in the playoff series. Him getting plunked now brings the top of the order in Takashi Ogino up. The only disappointing thing for Nakamura is he got hit in the tricep, not where his protection was. So Abbas is cheering for the Buffaloes. And now squaring to bunt is Ogino. He bunts it right back to the pitcher. The only play is going to be to first. That's going to be a sacrifice. It's going to be 1-4 on the putout. 2 gone here. Advancing to second is Nakamura. And that is going to bring up the shortstop, Yudai Fujioka, to the plate. Interesting here that they are bunting even with 1 out. Marines looking to try to cash a run any way they possibly can. I do thank everybody for joining us here tonight. As we said, we will be back on the airwaves again tomorrow. So if you're in the mood and you're around, be sure to stop in again. Of course, the Marines have to win at least 1 more game for us to be back on Saturday. And that will be where all the entertainment will get going. If they can win here tonight, it'll even the series at 2 apiece. And then it'll become pretty much a best-of-3 affair. So here comes the first pitch to Yudai Fujioka, as it is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Fujioka 2 for 3 tonight. He's got a couple of singles in the 3 trips. He's also flown out to left field, which was a great play by Sugimoto to haul it in. Bass 34 Boss says he's just stumbled in, well, we're glad to have you here. And don't forget to bookmark the channel for future games. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-1. Should the Carp be able to come back and make it a bit of a series, we'll call that game also on Saturday night, North American time. But unfortunately, I just don't know if that's going to happen for all the Carp fans that are out there. Appreciate your support and everybody else who is here as well. And thank you for the thumbs up. Here comes the 1-1 pitch and for the subscription. There is a fastball that's missing upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. We'll call every game of this series, and then we'll call the Japan series as well. We were mentioning earlier in the stream, we're also going to start doing a podcast after the season is done. Sometimes it'll be live, sometimes it'll be pre-recorded. We're just going to try to sort out what time might be the best to do it. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 2-2 to Fujioka. If we do it in the late evening Pacific time, there'll still be some people up on the East Coast and the West Coast that will join us for that one as well. Probably do an hour-long cast. But that is to be determined. We haven't quite figured that out if that's what we're going to do yet. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Fujioka as the right-hander Yamaoka kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 2-2. Certainly a lot of the hot stove stuff you could do in the winter, the comings and goings around not just the NPB, but also Major League Baseball. But mainly around the NPB, that's what our topic will be. But we'll keep our eye. Certainly there's going to be some players making the foray across the pond to the United States for next year, one would think. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Yamaoka kicks and delivers. Breaking ball swung on, grounded over to short, fielded by Kirbayashi. Throws across the diamond, and that is going to retire Fujioka on a ground out 6-3. And that is going to do it here for the Marines in their half of the 7th inning. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're now moving to the last half of the 7th. We are all locked up at zeros. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for hanging with us here tonight on the Last Drops Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Appreciate you, Matt, and the support to the channel. We'll be back in 30 with all the action. I know the Blue Legends are definitely not the team tonight, but the sound is from Saitama. We'll be back in 30. Welcome back, everybody. Got to share the sounds. Of course, that was the Lions and the Fighters when I was at that game a couple of months ago. It seems like it was yesterday. That is the way it goes. We embedded that in there for your listening pleasure. It is going to be Kishiro Sakamoto on in relief. The left-hander is going to be here to face Yumamune, Tomoya Mori, and Leandro Cedeno. And the first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Fourth pitcher used tonight by the Marines. Sakamoto ready to deliver again. And there is a fastball swung on it. Is grounded over to short, fielded by Fujioka, who fires across the diamond. And Mune is retired on a ground out 6-3. He is gone for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Tomoya Mori. Well, for Mori tonight, he's officially 0 for 2. He has drawn a walk. He's bounced into a fielder's choice and flown out to center field. Facing Sakamoto here as the left-hander ready to deliver. He kicks and he fires. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field, moving over toward the foul line and making the catch is Kakanaka. So Mori swinging from his backside. Lifts that one in the air for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it all up to the designated hitter, Leandro Cedeno. Well, for Cedeno tonight, he is 0 for 3. He has struck out, lined to right field, and flown out to left. He has 3 trips to the plate. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Our friend Demon Slayer is letting us know that something has happened in that Tiger-Carp game. It is 3-2 for the Tigers. That is in the top of the 7th now. There's a fastball swung on. This is going to be lifted foul, and the count is going to go 0-2 to Cedeno. So no balls and 2 strikes. Cedeno 3 for 11 in the playoffs. He had that home run in last night's ball game. He's also got 3 RBIs. But the pitching here tonight has been the story. The bullpen night for the Marines. And a great start by Azuma for the Orix Buffaloes. As here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on, and this is going to be lifted foul. How is interesting. The catcher Sato literally standing up, and the home plate umpire not even behind him. He was basically standing right in behind the hitter, Cedeno, to be able to see the call. I haven't seen that setup before. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And now Cedeno has asked for time and steps out of the batter's box. He's going to get himself dug in, and we'll be ready to go again. As the lefty leans in, and he gets his sign from his catcher, Sato. Now he works himself to the belt. Here's the 0-2. And there is a fastball swung on and missed. Cedeno goes in the books. He's gone for out number 3, and that is going to do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the inning. They go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 7. It is the Marines nothing and the Buffaloes nothing. Hang tight, everybody. Looks like we're going to have ourselves another pitching change when we return in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us. We'll be right back in just a bit after this. Welcome back, everybody. There is a pitching change, as it looks like it is going to be Yuki Utagawa coming in. We're going to have to make our own adjustments here, as we are having not issues with our stuff, but just our feed has got a little bit grainy on us here, so we're resetting that. Utagawa is coming on in relief here, as he will take over. He is going to be the fourth pitcher now used by the Buffaloes. We talked about the walks that were being issued by the Marine pitchers. Well, Utagawa is another one you got to keep your eye on, as his walk rate per innings pitched is not always very good. But he does have a overpowering fastball, a pretty good splitter that is able to keep the hitters off of the base paths. So he is going to be facing the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the batting order for the Marines. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses up and away to Katsuya Kakanaka for a ball. Kakanaka, Polanco, and Yasuda to face the hard-throwing right-hander here. Kakanaka in this one here tonight is 1 for 2. He's also drawn a walk. He is 4 for 10 in the playoffs. As the pitch is a fastball swung on, this ball is lifted into right field. Moving over underneath it is Mori. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Kakanaka for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Gregory Polanco. And this could go 2 ways here when Polanco comes to bat. I could easily see him deposit one into the seats. At the same time, I could also see him going down on strikes. An all or nothing type at bat here facing the right-hander Utagawa. 5 for 20 now in the playoffs for the left-handed hitting designated hitter, and there's a breaking ball that he's taken for a called strike. I don't think Polanco necessarily liked that call, and I have to say I don't know if I necessarily liked it either. Rewarding the pitcher for a high strike on a breaking ball that forgot to break. So here comes the 0-1 to Polanco. And there's a fastball that is waved at and missed. That ball was in the dirt. It looked like Polanco was wanting to play cricket with it. So no balls and 2 strikes. It looked like it was a Vladimir Guerrero Sr. type of swing, or he was going to try to golf that thing off of the turf right over the fence. Here comes the 0-2. Fastball in the same location as that ball misses down. It was about a 54-foot fastball. Ball squirts away from the catcher Wakatsuki. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Polanco now. Friend Road Scholar said he didn't like the 0 for 3 Cedeno. Well, you won't like him at 0 for 4 if he gets another chance. He's got to be due. There's a fastball swung on it, is lifted foul down the left field line into the seats, and the count remains at 1-2 to Polanco. Our friend Hao Sway pops in here tonight, says, how can I watch this live? Well, I guess the first question is where are you located there, Hao Sway? Here comes the 1-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on it, is grounded over to the right side of the infield, fielded by the first baseman Gonzalez, who throws it over to Utagawa covering. That's going to go down as a ground out, 3-1. So 2 gone here in the inning. And that's going to bring up Hisanori Yasuda. And apparently everybody is throwing some bombs. Well, in Hong Kong, that becomes a bit of more of an issue and a challenge. Sometimes in North America here, we can kind of give you some insights. So realistically, I don't know what your options could be. I know that there is a Taiwanese app that's out there. I have to go and look, but I don't know if that would be eligible in Hong Kong. Here comes the first offering. It is a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. DAZN out of Japan, so if you have a VPN, you might be able to hook into that. I'm not sure if they're picking up the playoff feed or not. So no balls and 1 strike. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. In the United States, DAZN was carrying the games before. Friends to Friends, FTF, I understand, is broadcasting the games on delay the next day. No balls and 2 strikes to Yasuda. You also have the option for PacificLeague.com. You have to pay for that. There's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count goes to 1-2. They require you to have a Japanese address, but there are ways around that. Our friend Demon Slayer says he is making some Mongolian beef today. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is grounded over to the second baseman, Gibbo. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Yasuda on a ground out 4-3. And that will do it here for the third out of the inning. For Chiba, they go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom of the 8th inning, it is still locked up at 0s. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys here, and we'll be right back in just a couple moments. We'll see if I can find that app for you there, Houseway, and let you know what it is. Also, to be careful on some of the stuff. You may have some virus issues or potential virus issues on some of the things which we always don't like to give out, just for people in general that way there. But I'll see what I can dig up for you, and we'll come back in just a minute. Welcome back, everybody. Just a couple of things. One of the ones is, I don't know if I'm saying this properly, but it would be Kari TV, Kaeri TV app. It is a Taiwanese app, and so you may want to try to look into some of that there. If you are in North America, the app on the App Store doesn't necessarily exist, so you'd have to have a VPN to be able to pull that one off. There's also Rising Sun TV, which you can look at, and that would be something there for you to look at. Japan TV is what is carrying it, certainly in the United States, or certainly in Japan. But trying to get Japan TV is some of that other stuff. J Sports 1, you can always try to get to. There's GitHub. A lot of those other ones I'm always concerned about when you have to go and look at some of the things with regards to viruses. But that's enough information. If you need me to repeat it again, just hit the pause button, go back and replay what I've just said to you. So that way you can pick that up. We do have a pitching change as the Marines are going to their bullpen yet again. It is going to be Takahiro Nishimura coming in relief, as he is going to be taking over here. He's going to be facing Sugimoto, Kobayashi, and Marwin Gonzalez. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a first pitch fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field, and this ball is going to get down. Digging around first and heading to second is Sugimoto. Here comes the throw, and it's not going to be in time. I don't know if I like the way that Kakanaka played that. He played that in from a single into a double. A leadoff double here for Sugimoto here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And that is going to bring up the shortstop, Kotaro Kobayashi. And that looks like it is going to be the end of the night for Sugimoto. He gets himself a double, but it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner for him over at second base. And probably the right decision to be made there by the manager, Nakajima. So that's going to bring up Kotaro Kobayashi to the plate. Kobayashi 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. And there's going to be Oda, who is coming in to pinch run for Sugimoto and more than likely go in to replace him in left field. So here comes the first offering from the righty, but instead he does it. That's the second time that I've seen in 2 games that Kobayashi will do that. When the pitcher will step off and throw to a base, he takes a full-on hack, even though the pitch isn't coming to the plate. That's kind of funny. I've seen that now twice in a row. side. I think it was in last night's game as well. Our friend Demon Slayer says there's no such thing as real Mongolian beef. There's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Kobayashi. Rice wine, mushroom, soy sauce, oyster sauce. That's the mix. With a 24-hour alkaline brine. I'd like to say it sounds good, but seeing that I'm not eating beef, can't do that. He says Asians love the alkaline brine. And they definitely like their soy sauce. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it's a fastball taken inside for a ball, and the count goes even at 1-1. That pitch looked pretty darn good. But not to the home plate umpire. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is to Kobayashi. So our friend How Sway was in the house here. Don't forget to leave your tip on the way out the door there, How Sway. If subscribing to the channel would be a great way to start. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now is 1-2 to Kobayashi. Folks come in looking for information. The least we can do is help our channel out a little bit. There's usually some other folks that are in here that can also guide you a little bit through that, but some of those folks are not in here tonight, as it is a work week still in North America. Today is a working day. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As Kobayashi here waiting on the offering from the right-hander who's ready to deliver again. And the pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. Nishimura here. I have to look at that. That was a interesting way in which Kobayashi was able to foul it off. That definitely looked like a cricket player hitting the ball to mid-off. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kobayashi. Friend Demon Slayer is providing his recipe. We're going to have Demon Slayer cooking classes after the game. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. As the right-hander delivers, it is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded softly to short. Fielded by Fujioka. They chase the runner back to second. He throws to first, and that's not a good piece of hitting. Kobayashi not able to advance the runner. That's a ground out 6-3. Kind of makes me wonder in that situation maybe why they wouldn't have considered bunting. Able to induce the ground ball to the shortstop to hold the runner. They would have bunted there. They would have had 2 cracks to bring him home from third base. That's going to bring up Marwin Gonzalez to the plate, or scheduled to bring up Gonzalez, who is 0 for 3 tonight, and he has struck out all 3 times. Gonzalez batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Nishimura. 1 for 8 in the playoffs now. Right-hander checks the runner at second base. He checks him again. Now kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded softly to second. Fielded by Shogo Nakamura. He throws to first. Now that's going to advance the runner over to third. That's going to be a ground out 4-3. Now, had Kobayashi done that, maybe they would have been able to cash a run in, but that's the second out of the inning, and it's going to leave it all up to the catcher, Kenya Wakatsuki. Beggy Weggy says, can the Buffaloes please put this game away? 10 runners left on base in the first 7 innings of this one. And so I'm just not convinced that that is going to be happening here anytime soon. Wakatsuki 2 for 3 tonight. He's got a couple of singles in his 3 trips. He is 3 for 7 in the playoffs. Veggie Weggie letting us know that you boiled the heck out of the Demon Slayer. That's for sure. As we take a peek in at the scoreboard, the Tigers have extended their lead against the Carpets 4-2 in the bottom of the 7th inning. So for those of you Tiger fans out there, fastball missing inside. The count is 1-0. I know Rhodes Scholar is definitely not pumping a fist for the Tigers. They are looking to try to close out that series and become the champion of the Central League. Boy, if the Buffaloes and the Tigers meet in the final, that's going to send Osaka into an absolute crazy mindset. Here comes the pitch, but instead, time has been called as the batter Wakatsuki asked for time, and he steps out of the box. I think the Buffaloes were wanting a balk on the pitcher, but definitely not the case. Time had already been called. So 1 ball and no strikes to Wakatsuki. The runner at third is the pinch runner for Sugimoto. That's Oda. And here comes the 1-0. Fastball misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-0. Our friend Barry in the house tonight. He says, wait, what happened? I think it's the bottom of the 8th. Yeah, it is the bottom of the 8th here. We just haven't moved our ticker to it. So there you go, Barry. Now we're up to speed. 2 balls and no strikes here to Wakatsuki. The runner is Oda. He is at third base. There's 2 gone here in the bottom of the 8th. Breaking ball delivered, taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. This is a turning point, potential turning point in the ball game. Base hit here will score a run. Wakatsuki has had the hot stick here tonight with 2 of the 5 hits for the Buffaloes. And here comes the offering from the right-hander Nishimura. As he kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on it as pop foul. It's going to reach the seats on the first base side home plate. Count remains at 2-2. Should have known that this game here early on would have been a marathon ball game. I expect us not only to go the full 9, wouldn't blink an eye if we go 3 extras and still see the score at 0-0. A tie does not help the Marines. They need to get some victories here. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. As the pitch is on the way, it is a fastball swung on. It is grounded foul just past the bag at third base. Oh, if it would have stayed fair, it would have been an interesting piece. As the third baseman Yasuda had to go into foul territory to field it. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it remains. Lots of action here in this one tonight. Veggie Weggie says they have a work day today, and I want to find out what happens in this game. Yeah, well, buckle up because I have a feeling we're going to be here for a while. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Wakatsuki, the runner at third, Oda. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded to the left side, and it's through the 6-hole into left field, and the game has now got a run as Wakatsuki collects his 3rd hit of the night. An RBI single that brings home the first run, and the crowd is in a frenzy as that is going to score Oda with run number 1 here, and it's going to bring up the second baseman, Sho Gibbo. So the Buffaloes open the scoring here in the bottom of the 8th inning as they have now captured a 1-0 lead. When this game is over, stick around with us. We'll see if we can pull up the Carp-Tiger game, if we can get a feed. We'll give you some extended baseball and bring you home with that one before we call it a night. But we still have a 9th inning to play here, so who knows what's going to happen as the Chiba Lotte Marines will be sending up their 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the order. So we'll see what happens there. Hugs all the way around in the dugout for the Buffaloes. So the runner at first is Wakatsuki. 3 hits tonight in the ball game. Have yourself a series. He is 4 for 8 now at the plate. We do have a pinch hitter at the plate here for Sho Gibbo, and the first pitch is a fastball swung on, and this ball is hammered down the left field line. That ball is going to get into the corner. Rounding third and heading home. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it is going to be not in time. Oh, that was a smoked ball into the corner. It looks like it's Yuma Tongu who came in to pinch hit for Gibbo, as he's got himself a double, and it's now a 2-0 lead here for the Buffaloes. And the Marines are just going to look on in shock here, as now that is a real difficult situation. And it was Yuma Tongu who had come in to pinch hit for Gibbo, and he had smashed that ball into the left field corner. So Tongu, who is the Pacific League batting champion, having a hard time getting himself into the lineup. He does so with authority here as he scores Wakatsuki all the way from first. 2-0 lead here. So as we said, after this one is done, yes, true couch in the house here. That was an absolute massive swing. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Kai Nakagawa. So all the scoring coming here with 2 outs in the inning. And the first pitch delivered to Nakagawa is a fastball that misses up for a ball. Count is 1-0. Our friend Madrid says, pour it on Orix. Arvin says Tongu is clutch. He absolutely was. Nakagawa here at the plate is 1 for 4 tonight. 2 for 13 in the series. As the right-hander holds set, now delivers. Breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes even at 1-1. It is Oshiro who has come in to run at second base for Tongo. And one would think he's going to go in at second base in the top of the 9th inning. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, and is the right-hander ready to go. He checks the runner at second. How he kicks and fires. It is a split finger pitch missing down, and the count now goes to 2-1. But I have to tell you, as far as I'm concerned here, this game here is not over yet. The way the Marines have played, certainly yesterday coming from behind, as well as the walk-off victory against the Hawks, anything can still happen. Although my confidence in the Marines where they're at in their batting order is waning, as it'll be the 6, 7, and 8 to come to hit. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-2 on Nakagawa. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And if you guys are interested tomorrow night, as we said, we'll be back on the airwaves again for these same 2 teams all over again. Hopefully you can join us for all the action again tomorrow. And if the Buffaloes are able to hold on here, it will be an elimination game tomorrow, as they'd have an opportunity to knock out the Marines. Here's the 2-2. Fastball misses inside, and the count now goes to 3-2 on Nakagawa. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. They still have not announced the starters for tomorrow's game between these 2 ball clubs. As we said, they have announced the starters for the game between the Tigers and the Carp, but that game may not come. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball swung on, grounded to the left side of the infield, fielded by the shortstop Fujioka. Throws to first, that's not in time, and Nakagawa has reached safely on a single infield hit. Manager Yoshi is going to ask for a review, but I can tell him to save his review. Nice play by Fujioka, but really tough throw. Maybe if he had O'Neal Cruz's arm, he might have been able to retire the batter, but that's going to bring up Yuma Mune to the plate, but we'll have a little moment here as they're going to take a look at the replay here. I'd be shocked. This is more than anything is just to slow the game down and collect the thoughts. Let's see what the replay shows us. Nice play there by Yasuda. Nah, that's not going to be in time. This is going to be a quick replay. Tonight's attendance at the Kyocera Dome, 35,943. And tonight, I would agree with that. Last night, I don't know what the attendance was, but it certainly wasn't as much as it is here tonight. And then here they come. It is a safe call as we had anticipated. You got to burn a challenge somewhere, and that's where they burned it here. So runners at the corners with 2 gone. Brings Yuma Mune to the plate. Mune tonight officially 0 for 2. He has walked twice. Popped to the catcher and grounded to short. And the manager, Yoshi, is coming out of the dugout. It looks like we're going to have a pitching change here, as that is going to be the end of the night for Nishimura. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment. We got ourselves a pitching change. We appreciate you guys for listening in. We'll be right back after this.
Thank you, Freddie. And hey, guys, let's open up a 5-card pack of 2023 Topps Baseball. And remember, during this timeout, you can also go visit some other channels. Oh, look, Jeter Downs. Bleh. Diamond Princess. She's great. Oh, there's a cubby. Screw that. Hey, go check out the one and only Bud Stoney. Oh, here's one for another Hollis build. And you can stay anywhere you want to when you're around Freddie and the Seattle area. That's good for Mr. Enfuego. And you know what? Why don't we bring out one of the Oakland A's for a league of her own? Bingo! Thank you, Freddie. Pitchers look like they're ready. Let's play ball!
We'll be back in just a moment, everybody. There is a pitching change, and we'll be back with all the action in just a few. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. It is Yusuke Azuma who is coming on in relief here, as he's going to be entrusted to face Yuma Mune. Runners on the corners here with 2 gone in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Marines are clinging here. It was a 0-0 ball game entering into the bottom of the 8th inning. And the Buffaloes have scored 2 runs. They're looking for more with 2 out. And the first pitch is a breaking ball. Take it for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Mune. Mune also popped to the catcher, grounded to short in his other 2 trips, aside from his 2 walks tonight. He is 4 for 10 in the series. Right-hander Azuma kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball missing outside, and the count is 1-1. When you watch some pitchers pitch, they are methodical in their delivery. That is not Azuma. He works at a high rate as soon as he goes into his leg lift. He is explosive. The arm is coming, the legs are coming, everything is all flying in high-speed motion. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. This is going to be lined into the seats down the third baseline, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Mune. The runner, Nakagawa, was in motion there. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mune. Mune batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Azuma. And now he is asked for time and steps out. That is one thing about Yuma Mune. He really takes his time when he gets in the box. We see that often. A lot of pitchers will want to I guess, quick pitch him. He really doesn't look up at the pitcher when he's about to throw. Here's the 1-2. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away right at home plate. Count goes to 1-2. If it was Major League Baseball, they have to wait for the eye contact to take place. Again, in motion was Nakagawa. He's going to have to retreat to first base. So runners at the corners. Left-handed hitting Mune waiting here on the offering as the pitch is on the way. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded softly over to first. Fielded by Yamaguchi. He steps on the bag, and that is going to retire Mune on a ground out to 3. But there's been damage done here in the inning as the ice has finally been broken. 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 4 hits. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. Your score as we move to the top of the 9th inning, it is the Orix Buffaloes 2 and the Chiba Lotte Marines no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight. Let's see what we have in store for us here when we return. Friend Veggie Weggy says 3 more outs so we can all sleep. 3 more outs, and we're probably going to be bouncing over to the game between the Tigers and the Carp and see if we can bring that one home for you as well. So be sure to stick around. We'll see if we can get a feed for that one. It is going to be Yoshi Hirano on in relief as he is going to be taking over here. So Hirano coming on here to face Oka, Yamaguchi, and Sato. In the top of the 9th inning. This game is far from over the way these pesky Marines are able to stick around. We're going to see how this one will fare here. So Hirano has completed his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to resume the action. There are some defensive changes for the Buffaloes. Oda is in left field. We'll have to get a look to see who is in the other spots. Looks like it is Noguchi in right. I didn't catch the center fielder. We know Oshiro is in at second base. And here comes the first pitch as a fastball swung on it. It's lined into right field. This ball is going to be trouble. It's into the corner and it's off the wall. Digging for 2 is Oka. Here comes the throw, but it's not going to be in time. And the Marines have life. A leadoff double on the first pitch that Oka sees. Rattles it into the right field corner, so that's going to bring the tying run to the plate in Koki Yamaguchi. The Marines just won't die. You got to like the spirit of the Marines. Of course, unless you're a Buffalo fan and cheering for them, Marines just will not go away. Well, Yamaguchi steps to the plate. He is 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single in 3 trips. He is 2 for 15 in the series. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and belted foul down the left field line. Oh, boy. No ball and 1 strike. It's almost like they know the pitches are coming. Friend Influence also can't believe it. Veggie Weggy says, oh, God. Yeah, I have a feeling this game here is not done yet. There's a fastball swung on and another one belted foul. Oh, boy. I got to tell you, Hirano has been absolutely scorched. 2 foul balls, absolutely hammered. And the double into the right field corner. You might want to keep the bullpen on high alert here. Rano, of course, is the veteran closer, spent time in the Diamondbacks organization, also with the Mariners. Here comes the 0-2. Breaking ball misses way outside. The count is 1-2. A friend of Bass says he should have hedged. Influence says he took the under 7. Better not blow up that score. Yeah, it looked like we were not going to have a run scored the whole night. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Yamaguchi. He goes into the books for the first out of the inning on the strikeout. He went after the split finger pitch, couldn't hold up. One gone, and that is slated to bring up the catcher Toshiya Sato. Well, for Sato tonight, he is 1 for 3, and he's 1 for 8 in the series. He has the potential to be able to run a ball into the seats. He is a big fella hitting from the left side here. Here comes the first offering from Hirano. Breaking ball missing down and away. The count is quickly 1-0. Sato to be followed by Shogo Nakamura. Should he be able to reach safely here? Bass is making his predictions. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. In the top of the 8th inning, the Tigers have a 4-2 lead over the Carp. There's the 2-0 pitch. It's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Sato. Another ball game today that is got a lot of drama to it. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 3-1. It's getting so late, we might even have a Steve Rademacher sighting coming up here this morning. A friend of Bass says he's trying to speak it into existence. Here comes the 3-1 pitch to Sato, as Hirano waits here and delivers. Fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes full to Sato at 3-2. Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter on deck. Shogo Nakamura's day is probably over. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This is popped up into shallow right field. Moving over underneath it is Oshiro. And he is looking as if he doesn't know where it is. But he's able to make the catch, and that is going to retire Sato for the second out of the inning. And now the Marines are down to their final at bat here, and we're going to have a pinch hitter for Shogo Nakamura. It is going to be Shingo Ishikawa. As Ishikawa will stride to the plate, Ishikawa has definitely been having himself a pretty good playoff and a regular season. So Ishikawa into pinch hit for Nakamura. He bats here from the right side against the right-handed throwing Hirano. First pitch on the way. Fastball swung on, grounded back to the pitcher. Fielded by Hirano. He throws to first, and that is going to do it. Your final score here, a 2-0 ball game, as the Buffaloes have beaten the Marines. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left aboard here in the 9th. Once again, everybody, we appreciate you for listening in. We're going to try to bounce over and get ourselves a feed, if we can, of the game between the Carp and the Tigers. So if you're interested, stick around. We'll bring you that one home, too. It is a 4-2 Tiger lead. Just give us a couple minutes, everybody. We'll be right back here in just a few. We appreciate you guys for hanging with us here tonight.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life, and as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, and if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. We've got the Hiroshima Carp batting here in their half of the eighth inning. There is 2 on, and there are 2 out. And we'll try to get you some of the information here. The Tigers have a left-hander on the mound. And batting here for the Carp in this one. We're just trying to pick up all the stuff here for our feed as well. It looks like it might be Sakamoto hitting here. The catcher, no, sorry, Sakamoto is for the Tigers. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. Digging hard is the right fielder, and that is Morishita, who slides and makes the catch. And that is going to retire the batter there. I don't know if that was, it looked like it was Sakaki at the plate. I'm not 100% sure. Or was it Matsuyama? It was Matsuyama who had flown out for the Carp, and that is going to do it. We're going to go to the bottom of the eighth inning. I'm going to try to catch up a little bit on this one here and try to see who's coming to bat. Hang tight, everybody. We'll stay with you there as I try to get this one set up for the bottom of the eighth and the top of the ninth. It is a 4-2 lead for the Tigers as they will come to bat in the bottom of the inning. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. Steve Rademacher says he made it again. Actually, you didn't quite, Steve. The first game ended. We're going to stick around and give you the call for the Tigers and the Carp here in this one. Final score was the Buffaloes and Marines. Appreciate Steve for jumping in here, though. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this.
Thank you, Freddie. Appreciate your support and everybody out there. Steve again here, obviously, with the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, we have Bernie Brewer on my favorite beverage of choice right there, along with a card of Bernie. Yay! Now, we got some special guests here. I'm not just talking about our Hall of Fame lineup. I must be in the front row. Hey, come on there, Robin. I got 3,000 hits. What do you have? Well, I was the all-time saves leader, and I got 1.5 feet on you. Okay, Raleigh, settle down, buddy. Now, none of this could be possible without Harvey's Wallbangers. There's Harvey. And who could forget the Fonz? Hey.
Welcome back, everybody. We're just going to be picking up to see what's happening here as they had a pinch hitter for the pitcher. We'll be trying to get some of the updates here as we move along. As I said to you, the ironic part is when I was in Japan last month and in August, 7 of the 9 games I got to were Central League battles. Of course, we watch more of the Pacific League, so I know some of the big stars in the Central League, but I don't know the players as intricately as maybe I should. The Hiroshima Carp have a reliever coming into the ballgame as they have made a pitching change. It looks like it is Shimouchi coming in. So Satoru Shimouchi on in relief. During the regular season, he had appeared in 62 ball games, had a 3-3 record. He had a couple of saves. He had worked 58 in the third innings. He had allowed 50 hits. He had walked 17, struck out 64, and had an ERA of 2.31. It is going to be Sheldon Noisy who's coming to bat here to face him. As Noisy steps to the plate and he takes a first pitch, split finger pitch down for ball one. The count is 1-0. Noisy batting here. It'll be Noisy, Sakamoto, and Kanami for the Tigers here in their half of the inning. As the right-hander works to the set, the Thunder sticks are out, and they are smashing them in Osaka. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count goes even at 1-1. Noisy's regular season numbers, he had 516 plate appearances, 475 at-bats. He only hit 240. He had 9 homers and 56 runs batted in. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Sheldon Noisy. Right-hander Shimochi leaning in. He gets the sign from his catcher. He's ready to go back to work. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called third strike. Oh, Noisy stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched that one go by for out number 1, and that is going to bring up the catcher. And that is supposed to bring up Sishiro Sakamoto. Well, for Sakamoto, as we say, not 100% sure what he's done on the ball game tonight. Hit 226 in the regular season, no homers and 21 RBIs. 8-year veteran for the Tigers. As he stands in on the right side, ready to face Shimochi. And the first pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on it, is popped up into shallow left center field. Moving over on it is the center fielder, and that is going to be hauled in by Noma. Is going to retire Sakamoto for the second out, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Seiya Kanami. Well, Kanami on the regular season hit 267. He had a homer and 41 RBIs. Does not look like there is an empty seat in the house. So he bats from the left side against the right-hander Shimochi. As the first pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses down. Count is 1 ball and no strikes. Have to see who is coming to bat here in the 9th inning for the Carp. I'm not sure I trust the batting order sometimes on the NPB website. Here's the pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike. Count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. You're getting some bonus baseball here as we are calling the Tigers and the Carp. Bottom half of the 8th inning. 4-2 lead for the Tigers. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on it, is lined past the diving third baseman of the Carp into left field. Just past the outstretched glove of Emoto. And that is a base hit here. And that will bring up, or is scheduled to bring up, the pitcher Shimamoto, but I have a feeling his night will be over. We'll have to wait and see here. They do have some good hitting pitchers on the bench. I know that the Nishis, the 2 cousins, Jinya and Yuki Nishi, can swing the bat a little bit, but we're going to see who they're going to rely upon here. Looks like it is number 33. This is going to be Itohara coming into bat. So Kento Itohara stepping in, hitting 236 on the regular season. He takes a fastball inside for a ball. The count is 1-0. He had no homers and 5 runs driven in. It's his 7th season with the Tigers. 31-year-old, or the 30-year-old, soon to be 31-year-old next month. Bats from the left side here. Waiting on the offering from Shimochi, who delivers a fastball that just misses outside. Count now goes to 2-0. Thanks for sticking around tonight, everybody, for the call of the Tiger and Carp game. Win tonight by the Tigers will ice the series, setting up the one half of the final between the two Osaka-based ball clubs. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike. Count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike here to Itohara. At the Koshin Stadium, 42,642 on hand for this one tonight. As they throw to first base and diving back in time as the base runner. Konami, the runner at first with 2 gone here. Waiting on deck is Koji Chikamoto, should he be able to come to bat here in the 8th. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses up and in, and the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Tigers looking to try to bring this one home. They played the best baseball consistently for the entire year in all of the NPB. Shimochi holds set. 3-1 on the way. Fastball swung on. It's going to be lifted foul into the seats down the third base line. Count remains at 3-2. It's all going to come down to the final at bats here as it's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Itohara. Right-hander leans in, gets his sign. He works himself to the belt, does Shimochi. And here comes the pitch. Fastball just misses off the outside corner. He thought he had him. Itohara held up. It's going to be ball 4. That's going to put runners at first and second, and it's going to bring scheduled to bring Koji Chikamoto to the plate. Also looks like we have a pinch runner for Itohara over at first base. So there'll be some changes here. So lots of approval from the Tigers bench as Itohara does his job. Well, that brings Chikamoto to the plate. I have to say, I really like Chikamoto. He is a fun player to watch. He does a lot of things. He's got some speed. He's got some occasional pop in the stick. Chikamoto is 0 for 3 tonight. He's grounded out a couple of times, and he has popped out once. So Chikamoto coming to the plate. He is 1 for 10 in the series. He has also drawn a walk tonight as well. So here comes the pitch. Fastball misses down, and the count is 1-0 from Shimochi. All this has gotten going with 2 outs. A single and a walk. Chikamoto batting here with a chance to extend the lead for the Tigers. He really chokes up off the end of the bat, does Chikamoto. As the right-hander Shimochi checks the runner at second. Here comes the pitch. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. Bass is hoping it's going to be 2 for 11 soon. Now this one here, 2-0 lead, 4-2 lead for the Tigers. 2 balls and no strikes to Chikamoto. You know he's going to get something good to hit here. I'd even put the runner in motion at first base in this situation. What he got to lose? There's a fastball swung on and missed. Oh boy, I think Chikamoto would want to have that one back. Shimochi just dialed it up and blew it by him. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Our friend Titus, who was listening earlier, said there was a lot of rain all across Japan. It doesn't look like there's anything in this area of Osaka here. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball misses down, and it's now 3-1 to Chikamoto. Shimauchi is falling apart right in front of our eyes here on the mound. So 3 balls and 1 strike. If Chikamoto is able to reach on, it'll be Nakano who waits his turn on deck. So here comes the 3-1 offering as the right-hander works to the set position. Checks the runner at second, now delivers. Fastball swung on, popped up into the air in right field, coming in on it, underneath it. And there to make the catch is the Carp right fielder. That is going to be hauled in by, it looks like it was Sakaki who was able to make there, Sakani who was able to make that grab. And that is going to do it. Looks like we're going to have ourselves a pitching change when we come back in just a moment. We'll give you the call at the top of the 9th inning, but it looks like it is going to be really difficult here for the Carp to be able to get back into this one. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few. It is the Carp and the Tigers bonus coverage here on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Welcome back, everybody. Well, there's going to be a pitching change here for the Tigers, and we'll get that for you when we return. Our friend Veggie Weggie says, imagine if they had a pitch clock. Well, I got to tell you, it is on the docket in the postseason meetings. We're going to discuss the merits of it in Japan, and I would not bat an eye if they didn't follow suit like the Americans have done. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment. Looks like our feed has frozen. We'll try to get that up and going for you as well when we return. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Iwasaki coming on in relief for the Tigers. He had 61 appearances in the regular season this year, the left-hander. He was 3 wins, 3 losses, and he had 35 saves, which was a career high. He has worked 56 innings. He has allowed 32 hits. He walked 14 and struck out 62, and he had a very tiny ERA of 1.77. So that is where it stands here. 60 appearances in the regular season, as we said, for the left-hander Iwasaki. As he has completed his warm-up tosses, we'll be ready to resume the action here in just a moment. We'll get you who is coming to bat here for the Carp here in this one. And I have a feeling it is going to be Isomura to pinch hit here. That's exactly who it is. This is going to be Yoshitaka Isomura. And the first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. He hit .207 during the regular season with 1 homer and 4 RBIs. There is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 1-1. So Isamura, then it's the center fielder, Noma, and then it'll be the shortstop, Kazono. So that is where we're at here, the top 3 hitters in the batting order. But we're hoping we can stay with it here because we are, at least at our end, we're struggling because we've lost the feed, and that is a bit of a problem. We haven't got a main feed or a B feed set up. So hopefully we can get this one back for you guys in just a bit. And as always, the problem when we're running the late night and we bounce over, we can't get ourselves 2 or 3 feeds set up in different sources. So we're at the hamstring, we're at the reliance right here of what we're able to call here the rest of the way. Looks like there's already one out. And so Noma is at the plate, but again, we can't get the feed on this one as we've lost it. So Noma at the dish here. I'll be frustrating, certainly, in that. It's 3 balls and 1 strike, and Iwazaki had delivered the pitch. I'm not sure if that one is ball 4 or not. If it is, if it's a 1-out walk, that would bring up the shortstop, Kazono. We got our feedback running again here, so that's good news for us and good news for you. So the runner at first base is Noma. It is going to be Kazono coming to the plate. Six for 17 in the playoffs. As he bats from the left side, here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball, waved at and missed. Count is quickly 0-1. Shota Dobayashi waiting his turn on deck. Just as a reminder, we'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow for the game between the Buffaloes and the Marines. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-1. And then, of course, next weekend it all gets going in the Japan series. It'll kind of be a full week away. I don't know what the teams are going to do that much time in between. Fastball swung on, lifted down the left field line. It's going to reach the seats foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Carp and the Tigers here. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on. It's grounded through the 6 hole into left field. Oh, the Carp have life. They got runners at first and second. Only 1 gone. It's going to bring Shota Dobayashi to the plate. And the Carp fans are in a frenzy. Dobayashi is considered to be the Prince of Hiroshima. Can't do anything wrong as he is coming to the plate here in this one. And it's also going to be a conference on the mound as they've come up to talk to the pitcher Iwasaki. So that conference is now over. We're about ready to resume the action, probably talking about what they're wanting to do in this spot. Dobayashi in this particular ball game here tonight. 0 for 3 and an RBI. He has struck out twice. He's grounded out, and he had a sacrifice fly. So in my opinion here, this is the toughest part of the batting order that the Tigers are going to have to face. Dobayashi and then Nishikawa on deck. The first pitch is a fastball that misses down for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Shota Dobayashi here batting with 1 gone and 2 on here. The top of the 9th inning. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count now goes even at 1-1. A friend of Bass is cheering for that double play. Our friend Demon Slayer, who was in here earlier, had the Carp tonight and the Buffaloes. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. As the lefty holds to the set. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball waved at and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Shota Dobayashi. Carper clinging to life. 2 on here, 1 gone in the top of the 9th inning. And it is a fastball swung on and missed. Dobayashi goes down on strikes. He's gone for the second out of the inning. And that's going to leave it all up to Nishikawa. While Nishikawa strides to the plate, he's 0 for 3 tonight. He has walked once, struck out, grounded out, and flown out. So he's going to try to keep the Carp season going. Two on, 2 out, top of the 9th inning. Tigers are looking ready to celebrate. And here comes the pitch. Fastball misses down for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Nishikawa. And the pitch on the way, it is a breaking ball down in the dirt. The count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Zaki reaches for the rosin bag, and he's ready to go again. Crowd is in a frenzy here tonight. The Tigers fans can smell victory. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses outside. It's now 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes to Nishikawa. It is Yumoto who waits his turn on deck. And he's had a heck of a game tonight. He's 2 for 4. We'll see how this is going to play out for us here. And here comes the pitch. Fastball, take it for a called strike at the knees. Count goes to 3-1. Of course, just as that happens, that's where we lock up again. And I don't know if this game is over or not. We're going to do a quick check here. Nope, they still are with us. 3 balls and 1 strike. Our picture's coming a lot clearer now. Maybe that should happen a little more often. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count now goes to full. All the runners are going to be in motion here. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tigers can smell victory. Trying to become the Central League champions. And the payoff pitch is ready to come here. And if they win this game, you'll hear the explosion all the way across the pond, I would think. A little spaghetti move by the left-hander, and that chases the runner back to second. Really, the most important one is the runner at first. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. And it's on the way. Fastball swung on and fouled right at home plate. Oh, the batter, Nishikawa, I think he wanted that one back. You could tell he was upset with that one. Our friend Abbas says all the way from Arizona, absolutely. Down to their final strike. Carp fans are cheering loudly here, trying to urge their team on. As the lefty ready to go again. As I said to you before, not really Up on this, here's the pitch. It is a fastball again swung on and again fouled away right at home plate. So Iwazaki really battling here. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes. Iwasaki tonight is the 6th pitcher used by the Tigers in this one. So here comes the 3-2 offering as the lefty works himself to the set position. 3-2 on the way. He kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left center field. Moving over is Noisy. He makes the catch, and that is going to do it. It is going to be a Tiger victory. Celebrations and fireworks are going to be going off in Osaka as the Hanshin Tigers are your 2023 Central League champions. They are going to go on and play for the Japan Series as high fives are all the way around, and that is going to do it. And well, everybody, we appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight as we're able to make this last call for you. Your final score is the Hiroshima Carp falling to the Hanshin Tigers 4-2. That series is over. Influence, Abbas, Veggie Waggy, everybody else who's stuck around with us tonight for the remainder of this one, we appreciate you guys for being here. Remember, we'll be back on the airwaves tomorrow night again, 2 a.m. Pacific, 5 a.m. Eastern, depending on where you guys are at. We appreciate your support in this one here again tonight. We'll be back and see you again tomorrow, so jump on in for the stream as we'll bring that ball game to you then. Just take one last look to see if they have announced the starters in the Pacific League matchup tomorrow. If they have, that'll give us a clear indication of who is going to be on the hill and what it is going to mean for the Marines. As we take a quick peek here, it looks like it is going to be tomorrow. They have announced the starters. It is going to be Tanichi going for the Marines. It'll be Miyagi going for the Buffaloes. And the starters of Morishita and Saiki aren't going to matter because that game's not going to happen tomorrow at the Koshin Stadium. All right, everybody, have yourself a great night, and we will catch you on the other side, which will be tomorrow night.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Each smile comes back again. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather. Happy trails to you until we meet again.